are watching the race to gauge potential weakness by President Trump and a softness in the Trump coalition. It was Ben who proclaimed that she abhorred Nashville several years ago. Quote, "I hate the bachelorettes. I hate the pedal taverns. I hate country music. I hate all the things that make Nashville apparently an it city," complained Ben. A Ben victory may signal major problems for Republicans and President Trump heading into the midterms. Republicans believe Ben is just a bad fit for Nashville. And if Ben wins, Democrats will describe this as the second Music City miracle. With the Speaker's Lobby, Chad Pergram, Fox News.
The Point is KUSG, Hagåtña, Guam, 93.3 FM and 104.3 HD3.
Day 5 of the crackdown. I'm Carmen Roberts, Fox News. Homeland Security's immigrant roundup in New Orleans is putting the city's sanctuary policy to test. And Fox's Garrett Tenney has more from the city known as the Big Easy.
We saw protests ramp up across the Big Easy yesterday with multiple demonstrations across the area, ranging from a few dozen people to others like one last night that had around 100 or so people outside the federal courthouse. Protesters were calling for an end to this immigration operation that just got underway. Things stayed peaceful, no arrests were made, but the demonstrators have been ratcheting up the pressure on local officials to do more to fight back against Operation Catahoula Crunch. Border Patrol agents have been going door to door throughout the weekend while ICE continues its own targeted operations in the area.
Police in the outskirts of London arrested a man at Heathrow Airport today after a pepper spray attack on a crowd of people in a parking garage. Police say that 4 men carried out the attack and robbery, which caused hours of delays and minor injuries to at least 5 people. Police are looking for the 3 other men involved, say it's not terrorism related. Congress is still trying to come together on a plan to extend health care subsidies under Affordable Care Act, or Obamacare. Those subsidies are set to expire soon, and some Republicans, including Brian Fitzpatrick from Pennsylvania, are arguing that lawmakers should work across the aisle to reach a deal. He tells Fox News.
If you're going to get 218 votes in the House and 60 votes in the Senate, it has to be a bipartisan bill by definition. So why are we wasting our time with single-party bills that are nothing more than messaging bills? That's not going to solve people's problems.
And Senate Democrats have proposed a clean 3-year extension, but Majority Leader John Thune rejected that plan. America's listening to Fox News.
Where the 2025 Nissan inventory must be moved, one team rises.
The clearance team.
The clearance team? What's that?
We're the Nissan Guam clearance team, slashing prices on all 2025 vehicles. We even have models starting as low as $150 per paycheck.
That's awesome. Let's do it.
You're gonna love yourself a Nissan.
Don't miss the model year-end clearance happening now at Nissan Guam. On approved credit, some conditions apply. See Nissan Guam for details.
Federal and U.S. postal employees and annuitants. It's time for you to choose your health plan for the coming year. Pick the health plan that offers you more choices for you and your family. Choose from an on-island network including GMH, GRMC, STA, IHP, AMC, GRC, the FHP Health Center, as well as off-island providers throughout Asia, the U.S., and Hawaii. For yourself and your family, choose Take Care during federal open season from November 10th to December 8th. Take Care, our island, your health plan.
The War Department remains under fire for a second strike on an alleged drug smuggling boat that killed the survivor. Some lawmakers call it a crime.
Senate Intelligence Committee Chairman Tom Cotton of Arkansas, part of a closed-door briefing last week to see footage of the Venezuelan boat strikes, said the survivors weren't helpless.
They were not incapacitated in any way. It was entirely appropriate to strike the boat again to make sure that cargo was destroyed.
California Democratic Senator Adam Schiff said he's not seen the video, but certain factors make all the strikes legally questionable.
These boats are not invading the United States in an armed assault. They're thousands of miles away.
Both were on NBC's Meet the Press. Congress also wants to know why Secretary Pete Hegseth left the operations room before the second strike was fired. Gernal Scott, Fox News.
In India, at least 25 people, including tourists, died in a fire in a popular nightclub in the town of Goa. City's chief minister said most of the victims were the club's kitchen workers. And along with 3 to 4 tourists, investigators say a gas cylinder blast caused the fire, which is out. President Trump will host this year's Kennedy Center honors.
Marking the first year of the newly revamped ceremony, in February, Trump purged 18 members of the Kennedy Center's board. This year, honorees include Sylvester Stallone, Michael Crawford, Gloria Gaynor, Kiss, and George Strait. Held at the John F. Kennedy Center for the Performing Arts in Washington, D.C., they recognize artists for their lifetime contributions to American culture through music, dance, theater, opera, film, and television. The Kennedy Center honors will air on CBS and stream on Paramount Plus later this month. Michelle Polino, Fox News.
And I'm Carmen Roberts, and this is Fox News.
Celebrating the 176th year anniversary of American President Lines. APL is a trusted partner to the U.S. government and its military. Our U.S. flagged vessels are proud to provide ocean transportation, logistics, and critical mission support worldwide, and most especially to our local partners right here on Guam and Saipan. APL has an extensive network that connects your shipping needs to anywhere in the world. The APL Guam team is dedicated and here to help you. Call 588-4651 or visit apl.com. APL Global Presence with a local home.
You asked and we listened. The Bacon Portobello Mushroom Melt, a Wendy's favorite, is back. Try our deliciously indulgent sandwich made with juicy beef, crispy applewood smoked bacon, sauteed portobello mushrooms, and melted cheese. All on a soft toasted bun. Available only for a limited time. Head on over today. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's Bacon Portobello Mushroom Melt.
It's back! Celebrate 75 years of Payless Supermarkets with a $5 off fuel coupon to redeem at any 76 Circle K location when you shop and save at Payless Supermarkets. That's right, $5 off fuel with every $75 purchase at any Payless location. But hurry, this offer is only good from November 17th to December 31, 2025. So don't miss out. Stock up on groceries and hit the road with fuel savings from Payless Supermarkets and 76 Circle K. Minimum $30 fuel purchase required to redeem coupon. Some conditions apply.
Boss, I got run over by a forklift.
Boss, I crashed a company truck.
What do we do? Our warehouse and inventory are gone.
Hi, this is Dave Silva from AB Risk Solutions, and it's time for Risk 101. Everything you just heard are examples of risk your businesses can face. Our job is to ask the hard what-if questions and teach you how to reduce your exposures and help you recover if things go sideways. We've got decades of experience in Micronesia working with businesses big and small. Call AB Risk Solutions today at 777-2668 for a free inspection and quote.
AB Risk Solutions, formerly known as Aon. There are 17 days till Christmas. This Christmas countdown is brought to you by Carrier Guam. Daily savings on all our high wall units, both Carrier and Toshiba splits.
Profit Good Morning Guam at 6:07 on Monday, December 8. I'm Donna De Jesus with a look at your local news on The Point. A car chase in Agate ended Friday afternoon when a fleeing driver crashed a vehicle into a residential fence near Tomas Mesa Street. GPD spokesperson Norman Analista confirmed the incident began around 1 o'clock in the Santa Rita Sumay area when police attempted a traffic stop on a suspicious vehicle. The driver failed to stop, leading officers on a chase southbound toward Agate Marina. The male driver and female passenger fled the scene of the crash. Officers located and arrested the female passenger, but they are still searching for the male driver. The investigation remains ongoing. Meanwhile, the developer of the Palisades has filed an appeal contesting $1.7 million in fines related to the October 15 landslide. The appeal has stalled compliance work despite a deadline of December 1st for the developer to complete several requirements. Guam EPA Chief Engineer Peter Bautista says the developer will not address cleanup, slope stability, or drainage system repairs until the appeal is decided. The Guam EPA has lifted the stop work order to allow construction to continue, hoping the developer will finish the project and activate the permanent drainage system. The original landslide dumped 750 cubic yards of debris and was blamed on extreme rainfall combined with the removal of required sediment basins. We'll have more news after this.
Every company needs money for investments to help grow our working capital to take on today's economy. That's why Bank Pacific's commercial loan officers stand ready to help you. We offer several programs tailored to assist companies to get to the next step, or perhaps for a startup, including working with SBA and GITA. Bank Pacific. And we want to be your partner. Equal opportunity lender. Credit conditions apply.
Senator Will Parkinson has introduced Bill 242 to clear the way for a long-delayed political status vote. The bill removes ancestry-based voter restrictions that courts ruled unconstitutional, allowing all registered voters to take part. The measure responds to the 2019 Davis v. Guam decision, which found the Native Inhabitants rule violated the 15th Amendment. Parkinson says this is the only legally viable path after months of town halls showed deep divisions on who should vote. The bill keeps the three options of independence, free association, or statehood. Parkinson hopes lawmakers act quickly so a vote could happen as early as June. And thousands of Catholics will gather in Hagåtña today for the annual procession honoring Guam's patron saint, Santa Maria in Kamalan. The event marks the solemnity of the Immaculate Conception of Mary, which is a government holiday. A revered statue of Santa Maria in Kamalan, believed to be more than 300 years old, will be placed on a cart and paraded through the streets. The statue has survived several historical events, including World War II, and has been cared for by the Torres family for decades. The procession follows a series of masses at the cathedral, with the main procession scheduled to begin after the 4 o'clock gospel reading. And those are your top stories right here on The Point. Now, here's Charlie Hermosa with your weather.
Yes, good morning, Guam. Today, isolated showers, partly sunny with a high near 88. East-northeast winds 7 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, isolated showers, partly cloudy with a low around 77. East winds 7 to 9 miles per hour. Tuesday, isolated showers, mostly sunny with a high near 87. East winds 7 to 10 miles per hour. Tuesday night, isolated showers, mostly cloudy with a low around 76. East-northeast winds 7 to 10 miles per hour. Wednesday, isolated showers, mostly sunny with a high near 87. Wednesday night, partly cloudy with a low around 77. Heat index is at 94 degrees, 30% chance of rain. Rip current and high surf watch are in effect. Sunrise will be at 6:32 a.m. and sunset will be at 5:54 p.m. And that is your local weather.
There is news and weather on the Ray Gibson Show, brought to you by Bank Pacific. Banking on the Pacific for more than 70 years.
Breathe easy this Christmas with Carrier Guam. Keep your home merry, bright, and fresh with our XL Air Purifier. Now just $265 while supplies last. With 3-in-1 filters and LED air quality monitoring, it's the perfect gift of clean air for your family. Visit Carrier Guam in Harmon Industrial Park behind Kmart or call 671-647-2665. Carrier, your local source for comfort and quality this holiday season. Carrier Guam, turn to the experts this Christmas.
Bundle smarter, work better. When you're running a business, every decision counts. Now's your chance to make one that gives you more. For a limited time, get hybrid fiber internet up to 1 gig for as low as $125 a month. Plus, get up to 6 months of free internet and free Samsung Galaxy earbuds when you bundle with Docomo Pacific. Ready to get started? Try our free bundles calculator by visiting info.docomopacific.com/radio25. While supplies last, some conditions apply.
17 more days till Christmas. Get the perfect Shinarp gift at the local shop or bladesbycrank.com.
Portions of the Ray Gibson Show are brought to you by American President Lines, a global presence with a local home in Guam Regional Medical City. They are your healthcare partners.
The Ray Gibson Show. Morning talk that matters. Call now, 888-TALK. That's 888-8255.
Good morning and welcome to the Ray Gibson Show. My name is Charlie Hermosa. Thank you so much for joining us today. Good morning, Real Joe and Donna D. Good morning.
Morning. He's back again.
Yeah, he's back. Everybody's like, oh,
he didn't run away.
The little I thing just went down on Facebook. Like it went from a certain number and it started dropping off. Sorry, I'm still here. But just to kind of keep you updated, proof of life, Ray is doing well. And, was just looking at some of the social posting that he has. And his last post was Makati. And he had a picture of a cat.
Is
and
that
he said,
right?
picture of a cat.
Makati, you have my heart.
And
all your kitties.
The caption read, having coffee with this little guy. But yeah, so Ray's doing well, and he should be heading back tomorrow. So I'll be sitting in tomorrow as well, and then Ray will be back on Wednesday. And as was mentioned in the news by Donna, today is we are celebrating the Santa Mariana Comelin. So there are a few businesses that are off today. We are not. Don't know if you or Donna have ever fought for the day off. Or...
We're not. We're not off, man.
But there's a few banks I think that are closed. So just be on the lookout. What's that? I think they're all closed. Oh, okay. Well, again, just be on. Make sure that all the businesses that you were thinking about doing transactions today are actually open today, because I was at events this weekend and I was getting a little bit of a pulse to see who was open and who was closed, and it was mixed. Certain companies are open, some certain industries and companies are closed. So, just make sure you do a little research before you actually head out on the road. So, another big weekend, a lot of things going on here locally. I mean, obviously, as we get closer to Christmas, and thank you, for giving us the Frank the Crank countdown, because I don't. Did you guys pre-record that, or is that because I mean he's getting it down to
no, he comes in every morning, dude. Bright and early.
But it's great. It's a great reminder, because it's one thing looking at the calendar, but it's another one actually. When Frank's like, "There's 19 days," you're like, "Oh my Lord, there's 19 days." And then there's 18 days, and we're still at the double digits. But once you start getting into the single digits and you still have not done your shopping, you're a little bit behind. You're a little bit behind. I know a lot of folks were doing quite a bit of shopping this weekend, both for their company parties, family get-togethers. There were some Friendsgiving that were still going on, and I actually attended one yesterday, so a huge shout out to the GCC class of 95 that had their Friendsgiving. I was able to attend, get some really good food, laughed a lot, and in the festive mode that everybody is, in the giving mode, this whole thing about rolling out their these small little prizes. Have you seen that? Where people come in with their bags, little trinkets, right? So they kind of set a limit and.
Right. Those small gifts.
The small gifts.
Things?
The small gifts.
I've seen those.
Yeah, dude.
It's
Turn
so
those down, bro.
It's very trendy. It's very trendy. It's very trendy. So I've been to, this is my third event, a get together that I've had that. And, little gifts that, they throw it on the table. Everybody grabs one. I've seen from knives to keychains to shot glasses. And then the ultimate one was yesterday, which was a glass Tupperware. And so, obviously the folks that are involved in preparing their food every day ran after that and they grabbed one. So, but it's been interesting to see. I actually have one tonight for the Pink Ball Association. We have our yearly get together tonight. So I pretty much,
You're doing that?
I pretty much know what I'm going to give them. Or at least what I'm going to put on the table. They better grab it. They better.
Tell me later.
Yeah. So they better.
The mini drones. The mini drone for everyone.
No, well, on the last event, there was a Monopoly board game, and I grabbed the little houses and I put them in a little bag, and I said, "Everybody gets a house," and they're like, "Yeah," and then they were like, "Oh, Jesus," So, but yeah, so I pretty much know what I'm going to give. I'm going to bring to the party tonight, or the get together, and everybody better jump on it and grab one. It's a use. I'm very practical when it comes to gifts. So if I do get you something, one, it's either very practical, or two, there's a possibility that you're going to say, "Oh, it's okay, you can take it back," and it's for me. It's really for me.
Yeah.
So because I like a lot of gadgets. I love things that make things easier for you, and so, but not all folks are like that, right? Not all folks are like that. So, but it's good. A lot of events happening this weekend as well, as I mentioned earlier, here locally, nationally. There's been a lot of local. The national tree has been lit by our president, Donald Trump, and so they had the ceremony. If you haven't had the opportunity to see the Rockefeller Christmas tree, that ceremony was beautiful. It's lit up, and it's always, it's always a good time to be able to take a step back and look at things that really have impacted you this whole year as we culminate the end of 2025.
You light yours up already, man?
Yes, we do.
You have a tree?
Yes.
Real?
Yes.
Chinese?
No, not real.
Okay. I'm just asking, is it real or Chinese?
No,
because
no.
it's one or the other.
It's not real. It's not real.
Okay.
But the real ones are here. The real ones have arrived. They've been fumigated, and all the little critters are dead.
Killed them all.
You killed them all. All the critters are dead, and so I'm sure all the Home Depot
Safe,
is
safe now.
Yeah, it's going to be all out there, and it's a good time. It's a good time to go out with the family and actually get. I don't, to be honest, I don't recall ever having a real tree actually.
Oh, Charlie.
No, it's okay.
We need to get you the Charlie Brown tree. It's the cutest.
It's a little nice little
Come on,
small
Chuck.
one. No. but I've seen a lot of families do that tradition where they go out, or they all go out together and they go out and pick the tree, and it's always a good time. So the trees are here, and so go on out and take that time. There was also some lighting going on in the different villages this week as well, and I know GVB has a ceremony coming up. What's that?
I love those.
Oh, I love
where
them.
they light it. I don't know what village, but Sinahanya does it really good.
Oh, they do.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's a lot of houses there take part.
Yes, they really do.
It's super lighting it up.
They really, really do. And obviously, GVB is going to be putting that across the board and having a few areas where, in Hagat, that there's in the plaza there. That's always
Triangle
beautiful.
Park.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
My village too does it.
Do they?
Yeah, man.
Oh, see, those are the things that we gotta, gotta get out
drive
there,
around looking at
drive
lights.
around and see. Yeah, a festival of lights this weekend. In Harvest Christian Academy, they had their festival of lights. It was very beautiful. Food trucks, a lot of people, a lot of activities. They had folks in character. So they had a Bethlehem, and so they had all these areas where they had goats, rabbits, and
wise men and all that.
Yeah, I mean the
cool.
guards, the Romans. It's the Egyptians. I mean it was just and they talked to you like they were in character, and I actually ran into somebody that I know, and I was like, hey. And I was like, "What? You okay?" Like they would not get out of character. So it was just like that. It was almost like Disneyland, but really great event, absolutely great event. It was a 2-day event, and it was a good time to be able to have great conversations with the folks that were there. A lot of the students were there, a lot of the parents were there, and it was packed. It was packed. So at the same time, we did have the international dance competition happening here. Started on Friday all the way through Sunday. From everything that I've seen, a lot of great participants, and a lot of folks went out there and supported the different groups. I did see some, the group that came from Japan, different cultural dances that were performed, and just across the board, it looked like it was just a really well attended event, and it looked like everybody was really having a good time, and then it culminated with at the night market with the winner of the cultural competition being announced. And so Nativu Dance Guam won the championship, and it was a pretty heavy prize. The prize was $5,000.
Wow.
$5,000. And so congratulations to Nativu.
How big is that group, bro? And then I had to split it up 40 ways.
Everybody got $1. Everybody got $1. Everybody's gonna get $1. But you know, it's great. You know, name recognition, and you know, I know a couple of parents that have their kids involved in that, and you know, they're always posting and sharing their training, their activities, all their competitions, and so congratulations to Natibu there for winning that for winning the championship. So, and then let me see what other events that we have this weekend.
Dude, Shaq.
The Shack,
Yeah?
yes. Yes.
100 miles for autism.
100 miles for autism. And, you know, spanned through a couple of days, and it was not easy. And, you know, the weather, Saturday was early morning Saturday was a little wet, but turned, you know.
100 miles don't matter what weather, man. That's going to, yeah, I bet he's not moving right now.
What do you think?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Or he has a walker.
He's going around.
Yeah, he's got a walker, dude.
Well, but you know, Shaq was able to go out there, perform, do his thing, you know, and you know, the cause was really what was behind everything, and the support.
Countless volunteers.
I mean, I saw a lot of folks out there
coming out,
coming out and supporting him and encouraging him to finish, you know, and so that's always good. It's not easy. I mean, I'm not even going to say in the same conversation, right? 100 miles versus like just going out there and doing 1 mile. I mean, it's not easy. So if you think you can't finish 3 or 5 miles, just imagine 100 miles. But he did it for the cause. He did it for the cause, and that's what that is what's very very key. There was also a seaside concert going on at EPOW, and so with the
I saw that.
Yeah, there's a lot of folks that were just there. You know, they brought the little sort
blankets
of blankets and little trays of food, and it just looked, you know. And the weather actually held up. The weather on Sunday was phenomenal. Phenomenal. I was actually back down in Talafofo, Epan, with Jeff the Pirate.
Yeah,
the Pirate was beautiful down there with Jeff and Doc. And we also had on his podcast, we also had Pastor Jared from Harvest Christian Academy, and just a great event. Great podcast, great discussion. But I ended up staying and enjoying the food, and I love, you know, the stage is getting set for the championship, the college football championship. And so one of the biggest games that I was fortunate enough to catch was the Indiana versus Ohio State. And I stayed through the whole entire thing. Just amazing food, drinks, everything was just great at Jeff Pirates Cove yesterday. And so it's hard for me to catch some of these games sometimes. I'm either running to the American Legion because they open up early, they serve early, and they always have the multiple games there as well. And so it's one of those things where, but I was able to enjoy it on a Sunday afternoon at Jeff's Pirates Cove watching the game. So the stage is getting set. It's Monday, and so, you know, we will also be going through the scores for the NFL. Absolutely, and those, you know, it's coming down to the wire now. A lot of the teams are out. I mean, I was just looking at the score, and you know, unfortunately, I mean, I don't even bet anymore, and congratulations, Carl. I mean, at least the game's not over yet, but Carl, who's a huge Miami Dolphin fan, are just destroying the Jets, the New York Jets. So it's just one of those years. One of those. We're gonna call it again as we all, those who are just like right at the bottom of the list, is it's a rebuilding year. It's a rebuilding year. That's what they're calling it. You know, and. So a lot of actions going on, and just this week's even going to, I mean, there's so many activities going on. So just make sure you plan accordingly. Just drive safely. I mean, we still had a lot of accidents happening last week. So with the wet roads, the dim lights,
holiday traffic.
The holiday traffic is starting to build up.
It's terrible.
That 5 p.m. on a Friday afternoon is a tough one.
Drive safe out there.
It is
somebody loves you. Not me.
It is a tough one. And the one last thing I wanted to share before we go in and see who's also doing some holiday shopping online this morning is that as we approach the holidays, the one thing through the wires that came through was that Netflix will be purchasing Warner Brothers, which is huge. Netflix. for $72 billion. Netflix. And the thing about that is because I talk about Netflix all the time at school, and the fact that the way Netflix started, the way they wanted to sell, at one point they had presented their business model to the old famous Blockbuster. And Blockbuster said, no, streaming, CDs, no, it's never going to be. And now look, for $72 billion, Netflix will be purchasing Warner Brothers. And so that's a huge because it's going to continue to sort of change the dynamics of the way we're streaming. We'll see what the next phase of that's going to look like. And with that, we'll see who's streaming online as well. Let's see who's online with us this morning.
Sometimes you want to go where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came. You want to be where you can see our troubles are all the same. You want to be where everybody knows your name. You want to go where people know people are all the same. You want to go where everybody knows your name.
Okay, and good morning, and thank you again for joining us on a Monday morning here on Guam. And we have Adonis Mendiola here joining us this morning. Thank you so much. We have Jerome McDonald. Jerome, thank you so much for always joining us. I've been enjoying the coffee. It's unbelievable. I think you got me hooked. I also want to touch base with you because I do want to return the favor, but I also want to ask a little question in regards to that ham leg that you keep cutting. That's a good one. I want to know how
That's
either
jerky,
he imported
dude.
it or he brought it. I don't know, but it looks.
Costco, bro. Dude, Costco's selling those legs, man.
What?
I don't know how much it is, though.
We'll see. Jay Nauta, good morning. Felix Bamba, good morning. Let me see who else is joining us. Smug Wimp, good morning. Thank you so much for joining us. EOD Kaboom. Yes, good morning.
Great dad.
Elizabeth Mendiola, good morning. Let me see who else is playing with us in CCC. Lori Duenas, good morning. Carl Pangolina, good morning. The World is Strong with Eric Chong. Let's see who else is with us today. Let me see. Let me see what Lori. Everybody's saying good morning to each other, so that's always a great way to start the Monday morning.
Lies.
Come on, little hugs, little thumbs up. Kind of good morning there. Good morning. Let me see. Yeah, I mean they're all sending. Actually, I did reply earlier because it was. I think Smug. What did Smug Wimp say? Could we? It was something about using a drone strike to take care of Senator Schiff.
Ooh.
Yeah. So I came back and I said, absolutely.
Bro.
Yeah.
Go back to bed, dude.
Oh. And, let's see. And you know what, Real Joe? I don't think we've seen the last of.
Who?
Oh.
Thanks, guys. He never left.
We're here. He has never left.
Good morning, Vice Speaker.
Good
Tony
morning, Vice
Ada,
Speaker,
and your beautiful wife and beautiful family.
Tony and Annette. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us. I know, and you know what? Being on the trail, I mean, they're busy. They are busy. They're out and about. I mean, I can't even imagine, like, with everything going on, with all the get-togethers,
man.
with all the tree lighting, with all the village lighting. I mean, they're just going to be just running on those tires are going to be just worn out. But I mean, they are hitting the road, and they've been. I've seen them in every picture that I've seen in social media. They're there. So, thank you so much for joining us. Aina Lee, thank you so much for joining us. Let me see. Ken Augustin, thank you so much for joining us. Johnny Atulai, thank you so much. He writes to Wreaths Across America this weekend at the Veteran Cemetery. Absolutely. We'll continue to message Tony and Karina. I'm sure they'll have more information on that because they are here. They have landed and they have arrived. So we'll be able to share a little bit more information on Wreaths Across America that's happening this weekend at the Veteran Cemetery. Let me see who else is with Randy. Good morning. Carlene Harker. Good morning. Let me see who else is with us. Any other good messages we can share? Let Let's see. Let's jump over to the YouTube real quick. Okay, and okay, the real Rodolfo. Good morning.
That's the Burger King. Morning, Your Highness.
Good morning, Guam, USA. Good morning. Let me see who else is here. Thomas Garcia. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us, Tom. Tommy Napati. Good morning. Let me see. Let me put it back down. Mars. Good morning. John Savares, good morning.
Jonathan.
Yes, absolutely. He's active too. He's out and about as well. I'm seeing him all over the place as well. Let me see how this one is. Z. That one you're gonna have to help me with, Real Joe, if you can.
Yeah, Z Luju Yan.
Good morning. Good
Hey,
morning.
good morning to you.
Blue Balls 0987. Good morning. Bad Boy 671. Good morning there. Our good friend Senator Sean Gumatata. Good morning.
Welcome to the channel, Senator.
Absolutely. And Donna Marie, good morning, 71. Good morning. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us this morning. A lot of things going on. We're going to be talking a little bit about the sort of a little bit of the wrap up of the 38th legislature coming to a quick end there. And there was a lot of highlights that were happening last week. But before we get into that, I think we're going to turn it over to the news with Donna D.
The trial for John Mike Muliaga, accused in the 2021 killing of 23-year-old Marine veteran Jaron Weilbacher, will start tomorrow. Superior Court Judge Alberto Tolentino denied the prosecution's request to delay the trial to secure expert witness testimony. Muliaga faces charges including murder following a fatal fight in Tamuning. Meanwhile, senators moved a bill to appropriate $8.1 million to GMH to the voting file. The hospital claims the money is a shortfall from the pharmaceutical fund and is needed to address a $26.3 million vendor debt. Lawmakers plan to fund the appropriation using the general fund's fiscal year 2025 surplus. And Customs has confirmed that all imported fresh Christmas trees are free of invasive species this season. A total of over 3,000 trees and garlands across 5 containers were subjected to mandatory fumigation upon arrival. This process is required to protect Guam's ecosystem and agriculture from pests. No species of concern were found this year. And those are your local headlines on The Point.
Our first look at traffic and more coming up on the Ray Gibson Show after these.
You asked and we listened. The Bacon Portobello Mushroom Melt, a Wendy's favorite, is back. Try our deliciously indulgent sandwich made with juicy beef, crispy applewood smoked bacon, sauteed portobello mushrooms, and melted cheese, all on a soft toasted bun. Available only for a limited time. Head on over today. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's Bacon Portobello Mushroom Melt.
In a world where the 2025 Nissan inventory must be moved, one team rises.
The clearance team!
The clearance team? What's that?
We're the Nissan Guam clearance team, slashing prices on all 2025 vehicles. We even have models starting as low as $150 per paycheck.
That's awesome. Let's do it.
You're gonna love yourself a Nissan.
Don't miss the model year-end clearance happening now at Nissan Guam. On approved credit, some conditions apply. See Nissan Guam for details.
All right. I didn't think there was going to be that much traffic so early, but there is. So starting up north, it looks like there is a lot of buildup happening already at this time going into Anderson Air Force Base. So if you are going into base, I don't know if there's anything going on up there. But right now there's quite a bit of buildup going in through the main gate. So please be on the lookout. As we continue on Route 1, no major traffic to report at this time. As we come across the Harmon Loop Road, nothing there as well. The intersection of Route 3 with GRMC looks pretty clear right now as well. Little bit of buildup. Actually, there is a little bit of buildup at in the Harmon Loop Road area on Route 1 in that intersection. So just be on the lookout there. I mean, don't know if there was an accident there, but if there was or anything happening there, please give us a call and let us know what's happening there. Passing the mall area, don't see anything major to report on that end as well. Continue to head down south. See anything else to report here. Everything else looks good as we continue to go to south on Route 1 as we approach Big Navy. There is a little bit of slight buildup happening already going into Big Navy as well. So if you are traveling south, please be on the lookout for that as well. Look at any other major roads around. They're almost done with. I mean, they're getting close to finishing up Route 10. So hopefully that traffic will go away in a couple of days or a couple of weeks here. Let me see anything else. I don't see anything. It's still pretty early. I don't see anything major to report at this time, and that is your first look at the traffic.
Coming January 24th to the UOG Calvo Fieldhouse. The Cover Girl, live on Guam. Angel, the original Cover Girl, and her iconic voice, singing all their hits like Because of You, Promise Me, Inside Out, and Show Me. Joining them on stage, the queen of dance, EDM, and freestyle, Shannon. Also, 90s freestyle diva singing all her hits, Jocelyn Enriquez.
The radio plays our favorite song, and it's what keeps me holding on. Baby, do you miss me?
Brought to you by Choice Broadcasting, Trivision Media, and Cherry Media. This is a Jams Media show you don't want to miss. Tickets and info at guamtime.net.
Celebrate the season with Subway's limited time festive flavors collection. Sink your teeth into the meat-loaded terhamkin, festive turkey, or festive chicken. Want to dial up your holiday flavors? Add cranberry sauce or stuffing to any sub for just $1 more. Happy feasting only at Subway. Eat fresh, feel good.
Portions of the Ray Gibson Show are brought to you by Kim and Ron and their wonderful team at Security Title.
Bringing you closer to the action. Any speaker, anytime. Watch and listen live on ThePOINT.gu.
And a couple of other things to mention on the national side before we dive deep into the local things that are going on as well on the political side is that it's that Trump deranged syndrome. Absolutely, the folks that hate Trump are absolutely going to absolutely hate this. And he was our President Trump was given the inaugural FIFA Peace Prize, and that is driving a lot of folks insane. Obviously they're all on the left, way left, but yes, President was given and. They read out the statement as to why they selected President Trump to receive this inaugural FIFA Peace Prize. And a lot of it has to do with the sport and soccer and bringing nations together. I mean, at the end of the day, at one cup, World Cup, you had Iran playing. Again, countries that were fighting against sometimes. Sports actually brings this together, and they recognize that Trump has been able to at least bring countries to the table to find a way to be able to create peace. And so, the posts that I see on my Facebook, they're just unhinged. I mean, they were just kind of going off. But yes, the inaugural FIFA Peace Prize was given to our president, Donald J. Trump. A lot of folks were really they got derailed, but when they saw the news wire come through. So, but I think that when you look at the statement, I think that was well deserved. I think that the president actually, whether you agree or disagree with, the harsh comments that he makes, he does it in a way to be able to bring, folks to the table that. Would not have been able to come just because they weren't aware of what's going on, or they want to criticize him. But again, I think that if you read what the write-up was about the Peace Prize, it was well deserved by the president. Let me see what else. There was one other piece. Oh yeah, and the other thing that I also read, there was. I don't know, Real Joe. Have you growing up? Did you ever eat something that you just family. They push you to eat something that you just were not.
Oh yeah,
like spinach.
It'll
maybe
put hair on your chest.
like spinach. Yeah. Like spinach or something, and you don't really know what it was. And so, the mayor of Minnesota was invited to a luncheon with the Somali community, and the video is going viral because it's exactly what you would have done when you don't like the food.
What was it? Goat heart?
I don't know what it was, but when you start forming a little pocket in your cheek, and you start looking like a chipmunk.
Yeah.
You start looking like a chipmunk, where you're putting food in those little pockets.
It won't go down. Yeah.
You're like, hey, this stuff is really good, and so that video is going viral, and it just
the mayor or the governor?
The mayor.
God, I hope he got
the mayor.
Got a stomach ache.
Oh yeah, there's a mayor that was invited into. No, the governor.
I hope you got bad diarrhea, Charlie.
Let's not go into that because I ate something on Friday. My stomach wasn't doing too well. My stomach wasn't doing too well on Friday, and so, but yeah, it's a pretty funny video. But again, it just it showcases the crazy things that are happening out there. And another crazy thing that I was reading as well is the fact that, and maybe you can take a guess at where in the mainland U.S. they're not saying when they're lighting up their Christmas tree, they're not saying it's a Christmas tree. They're just saying it's the tree. And I mean, we could do a little fun game here and say, take a guess as to where this is happening. But yep, absolutely, it's happening in the PNW in Washington. There's Washington, Oregon. There's cities that are not saying Christmas. They're just saying it's a tree. We're lighting the tree. They're not saying the Christmas tree. So really unfortunate that we're going through these, times. Those are the things that, the what? The big baby. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, and one of the things as we get closer to the holidays, talking about babies, is, the gifts, right? I mean, it's going all, what do you plan? Yeah, no. And the other thing that I wanted to share real quick, and I'm still trying to dig a little bit deeper on this, is the fact that, and it kind of caught me off guard, is that for Black Friday, we had one of the best sales. There was a lot of money made on Black Friday, more than expected by the retailers. And so I don't. So the question is it that people are feeling a little bit more comfortable with the economy, where we're headed, that they're now able to spend a little bit more? What is it that drove that little extra spending? Because a lot of the retailers were, they were kind of looking a little down as heading into the Black Friday, but online shopping was up. Retail shops are reporting numbers that were a little higher than normal. And so something sparked that. It'll be interesting to see exactly how our sales locally look like. Obviously, I don't know if DFS has a fire sale right now.
That was the YOLO effect, bro.
Oh.
Yeah.
It could be.
That was, we're all going to die, so we better just blow it now.
Let's just
buy everybody everything and be happy right now.
The money's not going with you.
Yeah, don't worry about it, man.
Don't worry. Put on the credit card.
Yeah.
Somebody will pay for it, right?
We'll figure it out later.
We'll figure it out. So, do we have a caller?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
We got one of my greatest Trump supporters. Good morning, Ken.
Oh, I am so tempted to launch a bazooka missile into that one. But I was going to call on something else, but that last comment, needs a little detail.
No, for sure.
According to the National Retail Foundation, floor traffic was down across the nation for Black Friday and Cyber Monday. Floor traffic was down.
What kind of traffic? Sorry, Ken. What kind of traffic? I'm sorry, I missed that.
Floor traffic. People walking
floor traffic. Oh, okay,
Best Buy, into Macy's. Yeah. And I saw that myself because we went over to the mall on Friday. And the traffic was negligible, So that's consistent with what's being reported in the United States on the brick side of the business. On the E side of the business, yes, sales were up. But you know why the sales were up? Inflation. Because the number of sales made was down, but the volume was up.
Right.
So when you try to square that circle, what does it tell you?
No, and that's that's a little bit of what I want us to dig in a little bit deeper. But that makes sense, right? I mean, if all the products went up 10%, obviously revenues are going to go up 10%, but the number of actual items being sold could have been lower than before.
Well, what you're looking at is number of sales made, and this comes from the Visa. How many transactions, and then the average ticket. So the number of transactions for this Black Friday compared to last Black Friday was down like 9%. But the ticket size was up 9%. And then there's the Gallup survey, not the Gallup survey, the Consumer Board. I can't remember the name of it, but they said that the average family, they did like 6,000 surveys across 19 states, and the Christmas spend is going to drop by $500 per family. So whereas in 2024, the average Christmas spend was around $900 per family, now they're looking at $283 per family.
Wow. In total spending for the gifts they're going to purchase for their family and friends. Wow.
So why is that? Well, almost 1.5 million people benefited from the Trump economy and have been laid off. And then you count on the 15 million people who are now losing health care and the 14 million families that lost food stamps. So all those things are working towards making this a grayer Christmas, if you will.
Well, not here, right? Remember, Ken, here they paid out 150%, right?
I don't know. I wasn't watching it, but I'm talking about national trends.
Yeah.
Because right now, the Trump administration is withholding benefits for food stamps to 21 states. And then you look on the news, you see all these lines of people at food banks and then interviews with the people in the lines at food banks. So this is not going to be a very merry Christmas based on the economy.
That's
but
the
that was
attitude.
why I wanted to call about it.
Come on,
So
man.
you
Don't
just
be the
opened
Ken
that
that,
door for
stole
me.
Christmas.
Yeah, you're sounding a little grinchy here. Come on.
Well, the reason why I was calling is, we never learn here. We keep putting incompetent management in Guam Memorial Hospital, and we keep reaping the benefit, if you will, of that. I mean, here we are. We're going to refinance a bunch of bonds to give Guam Memorial Hospital $29 to pay past due invoices. Think about that.
Right.
We've done this 3 or 4 times, and every time we do that, and I'll go back to, I think it was 2016, the first time I was testified against something like this. They wanted to refinance a series of bonds and get $45 million to pay $20 million of overdue invoices for GMH. And because we know we're going to be overdue again, we'll reserve the $25 million to pay the overdue invoices for this year.
Right.
So we ended up paying almost $100 million by the time you pay off those bonds. That $45 million loan doubles with the interest. 30 years of $45 million at interest.
Oh, yeah.
And we've done it several times since, and now we're doing it again. We're borrowing $29 million, and we're not going to get great rates because the bonds that we're refinancing, we're going to be refinancing at a higher interest. So we're probably going to pay, 33 million in interest on the 29 million principal. And that goes all the way back to bad management.
Right.
bad management through the entire Leon Guerrero Tenorio administration, and even the Calvo Tenorio administration.
I completely agree that with this administration, I think the lack of accountability. So, for example, we're talking about the hospital here, Ken, and again, one of the things that I've always said is throwing money at the issue is not always going to be the answer. And one of the things that when they were talking about paying some of their vendors and looking at their supply chains and looking at their inventories, they're running out of gloves, they're running out of everything. What's the problem? What is the issue? Right? What is the issue? What's the inventory controls that are not being able to be managed? I mean, I wish that we could have dove a little bit deeper into understanding the issue as why we're running out of inventory. It's easy enough just to say, well, our vendor cut us off.
I blame that on the legislature. They don't hold the hospital accountable. I mean, I just got, I don't know, a couple hundred contracts and payment schedules. And I'm going through these things. I'm seeing horrible things.
Oh,
but do you think a single senator would do a FOIA on the checking account for GMH? I mean, the last time I ran the checking account, I found millions of dollars worth of what I call stupid expenses. And at the same time, you remember when Dr. K was testifying, she had to go out and buy certain tools out of her own pocket because GMH didn't have it. That was the same year that the doctors in the ER room sent me down to Oka Pharmacy to get the pain drugs before noon because they were going to close at noon on 4th of July. And I needed to get there before noon to get these pain meds because the hospital didn't have any.
So
think about that. The hospital doesn't have any pain meds.
No, I mean, that's absolutely insane. But so they have answered. They have answered your FOIA.
Yeah, they answered my FOIA. I'm going through it now. But, I mean, I'm just looking at this one, and just to give you an example, I'll get into more detail later. I'm looking at this one contract that's blowing my mind because it looks like we're paying something in the neighborhood of somewhere between $25,000 and $60,000 a month.
Wow.
Now, I got to explore the contract in more detail. But, I mean, that was just the first contract that jumped out on my mind. What person at GMH is worth between $25,000 and $60,000 a month?
Wow.
There's all kinds of stuff in here like this that but do you think a senator would do it? I've tried and tried. Now, when I tried to offer my FOIAs to the senators, they couldn't accept them because it's coming from me. They were worried that I would somehow, present false information. I said, well, fine. Here's my FOIA. Just change the from, send it, and you'll get the same information. Did anybody do it? No. Will anybody do it? No. And the reason why, you've got half the legislature running for governorship. They want to use GMH like an ATM machine, like every other administration before them. And so the last thing they want to do is do something to fix the problem before they get a chance to harvest the problem.
I can't see why they wouldn't want to do that. I can't see why. But I would love to. I mean, if there's an opportunity or if it's legal for me or for you to share that information, I would love to take a look at that information, Ken.
Well, I have to get my old computer out, the one that was destroyed in Mawar, get another motherboard for it. I got to take the hard drives out of it and turn them into.
Or we can do the same thing we did last time with the other laptop. I mean, we'll find a ways. But if there's a way, we'd love to take a.
Because I did 2019 and the first 2 months of 2020, so I got like 14 months of the checking account in the first year of the Leon Guerrero Tenorio administration. I could do it again. I mean, I've done it before. Maybe I will do it again. I mean, I got 662 pages of documents on my last FOIA on the contracts and the payment summary on the contract.
I just kind of, I'm baffled right now because I don't understand why that wouldn't be part of the process, the oversight, or, if you're looking at documents, if you're looking at trying to better understand exactly what's going on with the hospital, why wouldn't that be part of the process to understand, looking at banking records, looking at all the contracts?
Who's in charge of the health committee? Who's the who's the Speaker of the Legislature? Who has aspirations for Adelup?
Right, but I mean,
what if he gets in?
Well, I mean, but that all plays, that all plays into the, plays a part. But I mean, again, it just, for me, why wouldn't you want to see the entire picture? That's what's running through my head right now. Like, why wouldn't you want to see the entire picture, not just the statements that are being thrown at you or, the oversight hearings? Why wouldn't we want to look at these documents as a whole? But Ken, we're coming up to the top of the hour here. Thank you so much.
I'll leave you with this thought. Something somebody once told me. The why they will never do anything. Why break the rice bowl before you get a chance to eat the rice?
Absolutely. And thank you for not slamming me for the FIFA first inaugural FIFA Peace Prize given to our president. Thank you for not slamming me on that one. But Ken, have a great day. Thank you so much for giving us a call.
All right. Talk to you soon.
Thank you. And with that, we'll take a quick break and we'll be back on the Ray Gibson Show.
HD3.
Accused of violence. I'm Kathleen Maloney, Fox News. A Honduran migrant with a lengthy criminal record is in custody after a second violent attack on a North Carolina train.
The suspect is due back in court tomorrow morning. Court records show Oscar Slarazano is being held without bond because he's an illegal migrant. And on top of that, ICE put a detainer on him. The 33-year-old Honduran national is accused of breaking onto a train and then stabbing one of the passengers. This is not the suspect's first time in trouble with the law. He's already been deported 2 different times and has a long criminal record, which is why President Trump is putting Charlotte's mayor on blast. The president posted on Truth Social saying, quote, another stabbing by an illegal migrant in Charlotte, North Carolina. What is going on in Charlotte? Democrats are destroying it like everything else, piece by piece.
Fox's Caroline Elliott. President Trump will host tonight's 48th annual Kennedy Center Honors, the first time a sitting president will do so.
This is a change for the president who skipped the Kennedy Center Honors in his first term, but the president finds himself in more familiar territory after taking over the center earlier this year. And since then, he's implemented a number of changes, like installing close allies as leaders and overhauling the program. The president has also put his finger on the scale when it comes to the selection process, saying that he was 98% involved when it comes to selecting this year's honorees. George Strait, Kiss, Michael Crawford, Gloria Gaynor, and Sylvester Stallone will be honored tonight. The president taking part in a little bit of glam before kicking off his travel blitz to talk about the economy.
Fox's Madeline Rivera reporting from the White House. President Trump scheduled to tour the country promoting his economic agenda starting Thursday with an event in Pennsylvania. America is listening to Fox News.
Stay cool all year round by checking out Johnstone Supply for your HVAC and refrigeration needs. Located at 170 Guerrero Drive on Picanell Road in Tamuning, call Johnstone Supply today at 671-649-0581. That's 671-649-0581. Open 8 a.m. to noon and 1 to 5 p.m. Monday to Friday. Open Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. and closed on Sundays. Stay cool with Johnstone Supply.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Super American Circus Christmas Special roars into PIC through December 30th. Daring motorcycle stunts, jaw-dropping acrobatics, hilarious clowns, face painting, photos with Santa, and tons of circus holiday magic. Get your $99 family pass. Includes up to 2 adults and up to 3 kids. Grab your free coupon at any Burger King location. No purchase necessary. Promotional family pass ends on December 30th, 2025. Get your free BK crowns every weekend at the Super American Circus. Available for a limited time at BK. You rule.
Secretary of War Pete Hegseth defending the controversial second strike of a suspected drug boat that allegedly killed defenseless people.
The very first strike to begin combat operations in the Caribbean has also received the most scrutiny, after 2 men who initially survived the initial missile strike were killed in a follow-on strike. Ordered by Navy SEAL Admiral Frank Bradley, the mission commander, according to Hegseth.
From what I understood then and what I understand now, I fully support that strike.
I would have made the same call myself.
Some lawmakers call the second strike against the survivors a war crime. Others, a righteous one. President Trump said he would have no problem releasing the video showing the follow-on strikes. It's not clear when that will happen.
Fox's Lucas Tomlinson. A vote by a vaccine advisory committee to end recommended hepatitis B vaccines for all U.S. babies is getting some pushback.
Friday's vote by the Advisory Committee on Immunization Practices, all appointed by Health and Human Services Secretary Robert Kennedy Jr., said not all babies, but only those born to moms who test positive for hepatitis B should be vaccinated. Louisiana Senator Bill Cassidy, who is a practicing doctor, said on Fox News Sunday the shots for all babies prevent chronic complications.
It means that you're at risk for end-stage liver disease, for liver cancer, for infecting other people. But if you vaccinate at birth, that never happens.
Cassidy adds the vaccine is safe for babies, but the advisory committee claims the research that guarantees that is inadequate. Gernal Scott, Fox News.
The 84th Pearl Harbor Remembrance Day ceremony taking place in Honolulu today. It marks the attack on this date in 1941 that drew the U.S. into World War II. I'm Kathleen Maloney. This is Fox News.
Every year it's the same thing. What do I get them for Christmas? This year, give them something they'll actually use and never forget. At Blades by Crank, we've got high-performance chef knives, hunting knives, pocket knives, sleek chef accessories, and never-released blades. Designed right here in the Marianas and built for precision, performance, and pride, we've got something for everyone. These aren't just tools. They're legacy pieces crafted to last a lifetime. Shop now at bladesbycrank.com or visit the local shop on the first floor of the Agania Shopping Center. Blades by Crank, making the holidays extra Shinar.
Guam Regional Medical City presents Your Gut, Our Focus. From digestive issues to advanced diagnostics. Join us Saturday, December 13th from 10 to noon at the Micronesia Mall Center Court for a community event focused on digestive wellness. Meet GRMC's team from gastroenterology, patient education, patient experience, and referral management. And learn how we can support your digestive health. At 10:30, enjoy a special presentation with Dr. Jill along with guests from ANX Robotics and GI Digital. Enjoy free vital checks, vendor booths, raffle prizes, and your chance to win the grand prize, a 55-inch smart TV. This event is free and open to the public. Join us December 13th at the Micronesia Mall.
The holidays have arrived. More of us are out and about creating even busier roads and longer traffic lines to get our shopping done. This is a friendly reminder to all motorists to be mindful and courteous on our island roads. You're partying? Have fun, but be sure to have a designated driver. No matter how busy or how much fun you're having, remember to drive safe. Someone loves you. This message is brought to you by Proline Automotive.
News this hour is brought to you by AB Risk Solutions.
Off at 7:07. I'm Donna De Jesus. Here's a look at your local news on The Point. Superior Court Judge Vern Perez has denied pretrial release for murder defendant Johnny Borja Atalig. Atalig is one of 3 individuals accused in the fatal shooting and robbery of 53-year-old Sumitra Lairopi in Tumuning on Valentine's Day 2024. She died 2 days later. The judge ruled that community safety outweighed Atalig's request for release while he awaits a mental health evaluation. One co-defendant, Domingo Chargaloff Mediola, has already been sentenced to life plus 40 years after pleading guilty. The third co-defendant, Jenna Rose Kalinagan Manabusin, is scheduled for court this month. Meanwhile, the Okudu power plant is back in testing and could operate at its full 198 megawatt capacity for parts of the day this week. GPA management told the CCU that full commissioning of the plant is still targeted for on or before the end of the year. One gas turbine is currently off island for repairs, which was the cause of the previous delay past the September 30 deadline. Due to the delay, GPA revenues will drop about $12.7 million and fuel costs will rise by $23.3 million. GPA also must keep the older Cabris 1 and 2 units running until May as a contingency, risking potential fines from the U.S. EPA. More news after this.
Boss, I got run over by a forklift.
Boss, I crashed a company truck.
What do we do? Our warehouse and inventory are gone.
Hi, this is Dave Silva from AB Risk Solutions, and it's time for Risk 101. Everything you just heard are examples of risk your businesses can face. Our job is to ask the hard what-if questions and teach you how to reduce your exposures and help you recover if things go sideways. We've got decades of experience in Micronesia working with businesses big and small. Call AB Risk Solutions today at 777-2668 for a free inspection and quote.
AB Risk Solutions, formerly known as Aon.
Senators concluded 5 days of session Friday by passing 18 bills and overriding a gubernatorial veto. Lawmakers voted 11-3 to override Governor Lulian Guerrero's veto of Bill 119, which now restores the legislature's final approval for GovGuam land leases longer than 15 years. In budget matters, senators passed 2 bills granting GMH an additional $27.8 million in funding for capital improvements, equipment, and past pharmaceutical fund collections. Other bills passed include transferring 11 acres for the Tiguac Cemetery and requiring more public notice for government hires made above the typical starting pay rate. And the Mayor's Council adopted a resolution honoring outgoing GDOE Superintendent Eric Swanson in his final month leading the agency. Swanson, who is retiring at the end of the month due to health reasons, took the position in July 2023. He thanked the mayor, stating that success depends on the whole community pulling together, saying nobody can do this alone. The resolution recognized Swanson's efforts to strengthen fiscal oversight, advance social emotional learning, and partner with village leaders on student issues. Swanson assured the council that the groundwork has been laid to move the district forward, and the department remains stable during the transition. And those are your top stories. Back to Charlie Hermosa with weather.
Today, isolated showers, partly sunny with a high near 88, east-northeast winds 7 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, isolated showers, partly cloudy with a low around 77, east wind 7 to 9 miles per hour. Tuesday, isolated showers, mostly sunny with a higher near 87, east winds 7 to 10 miles per hour. Tuesday night, isolated showers, mostly cloudy with a low around 76, east-northeast winds 7 to 10 miles per hour. Wednesday, isolated showers, mostly sunny with a high near 87. Wednesday night, partly cloudy with a low around 77. Heat index is at 94 degrees, 30% chance of rain. A rip current and high surf watch are in effect. Sunrise was at 6:32 a.m. Sunset will be at 5:54 p.m. and that is your local weather.
Travel goals unlocked. Whether it's Korea in the summer or Japan in the fall, the United Credit Card from First Hawaiian Bank can help you turn your urge to explore into your next boarding pass. Apply by October 31st, 2025, and if approved, earn 45,000 bonus miles when you spend $2,000 within the first 3 months after account opening. Unlock your next adventure with the First Hawaiian Bank United Credit Card. It all starts with yes. Terms and conditions apply. To learn more, visit one of our branches or go to fhb.com/United.
In a world where the 2025 Nissan inventory must be moved, one team rises.
The clearance team.
The clearance team? What's that?
We're the Nissan Guam clearance team, slashing prices on all 2025 vehicles. We even have models starting as low as $150 per paycheck.
That's awesome. Let's do it.
You're gonna love yourself a Nissan.
Don't miss the model year-end clearance happening now at Nissan Guam. On approved credit, some conditions apply. See Nissan Guam for details.
Portions of the Ray Gibson Show brought to you by American President Lines, a global presence with a local home. And our friends at Subway, you got to level up your fitness routine with Subway's new Fresh Fit collection, built to fuel your day with better for you subs. Each new Fresh Fit sub is packed with protein, stacked with full servings of veggies, all under 500 calories. Give in to the guilt-free pleasures of the new Fresh Fit subs, only at Subway. Eat fresh, feel good.
Rediscover Talk Radio here. Your FM News Talk Superstation. This is The Point.
And so, turning into a slightly of a serious note here, and one of the things that I was actually reading earlier this morning, and I wanted to touch on this, and Ismael Velez was actually good enough to remind me about the event today, and December 7th, back on the main line, it's December 7th, and this is obviously something, December 7th, 1941, this is a statement by President Roosevelt, a date which will live in infamy. The United States of America was suddenly and deliberately attacked by the naval and air forces of the Empire of Japan. So that was December 7th. And on December 8th, which was here locally, is when, and I will read what Ismail said, Japan invaded Guam on December 8th, 1941, starting with the air attack at 8:27 a.m., hitting military sites like the PD Navy Yard, followed by the ground invasion hours later by 5,500 soldiers, beginning the island's occupation shortly after the Pearl Harbor attack. Very serious. So that was today.
Tiny planes.
December 8th.
Yeah, my grandmother told me about it.
Did you really have conversations?
Yeah. My grandmother told me she was in Agana, and they saw all these tiny planes.
Unbelievable.
And she was like, they were so tiny.
I mean,
and
real
those are
look,
Japanese, yeah.
I mean, my hair stood up. I mean,
Yeah.
and every time I've spoken to folks that I've had, had those conversations with their grandparents, it's unbelievable. The memory of that. And so, we got to take a step back. The December 8th, right? 1941. And we take a step back of, from 1941 to 2025, and look at that history. What has transpired throughout those years and where we're at today. So with that, we do have another caller real quick, or?
Yeah.
All right.
You got Landon.
Oh, Landon. All right.
Morning, Landon.
Good morning, Landon.
Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. And how is everything on the weather side?
We are in quite good shape weather-wise across the region. We had some flooding the last several days with the king tides across Micronesia. I'm getting reports from the Madro airport. The airport there was fine, but the road going along the north side of the runway took some water from the lagoon side. But we're seeing some reports across the islands. But compared to 23 years ago, we're in much better condition than we were back in 2002 on this day when Typhoon Punxsutawney passed right over Guam.
Oh, yeah.
So you mentioned taking the time to look back, especially 1941. These are the stories that we have to tell ourselves, and just to remember history, to be humbled to some degree that, this past is not that distant for a lot of our residents, but it's a scary world that we live in right now, and who knows when something similar could happen somewhere else.
No, absolutely. And, it was very telling, when Real Joe was just telling me about, the story that his grandmother was telling in regards to seeing those tiny planes coming overhead, it made my hair stand up. But then, when you read, all the events that happened on December 8th today, again, we got to stop and pause and there's other, and then when you look at the on the weather side, if we can kind of connect it to that, other events that had happened in the 50s, 60s with typhoons, earthquakes, and the technology that we didn't have then that we have now, at least puts us in a better position to be able to stay on the alert, be proactive on the things that we need to do here locally.
Yeah, absolutely. And so the technology has come such a long ways, whether it's for weather monitoring and observation and preparedness, but also warfare. But nevertheless, man-made and natural disasters can and do still occur. And so we always have to be ready, and we have to be resilient as a people, as an island, that we're always watching, always prepared, and that we have that standard state of readiness for whatever may come our way.
No, absolutely. Although the balloons will always work, right? Mm-hmm. Balloons will, absolutely. The technology, that's one piece of technology that will always work. But I did want to ask you something, Landon, and I was actually going to forward you this information. And it was something that I read last week in regards to, I've been reading a lot into cloud seeding. And cloud seeding, and the article that I was reading on was in regards to drones. And what cloud seeding does, it creates, in all essence, rain.
Correct. And so that doesn't work just in any atmospheric environment. It has to be a moist environment. So you have to have a abundant atmospheric humidity. And so what happens is that you introduce particles like silver iodide into the clouds, into the atmosphere, and they form what we call CCN, or cloud condensation nuclei, and they start absorbing those water particles in the atmosphere. And once they become dense enough and heavy enough, that's when they start to fall and precipitate. And so you can't do that on just any dry day because it's just not enough atmospheric humidity up there. But once you have a good moist layer, you can inject those particles and start some precipitative processes. And people have been doing that for many years, and some places it works. other places may not work as well.
No, and that's what I was reading. I mean, I was shocked at the fact that it's been happening. Or the process, the study, the research has been going on for several years. And I mean, I only recently started looking into this because of some of the podcasts that I've been listening to, and they brought that up, and drones came up, and I had no idea. And obviously, there's a lot of conspiracy theories about governments being able to control, but also on the negative side, it could be an impact on major floods that we've been having. I don't know if that's part of the evolution.
I know Dubai got a lot of global news coverage a couple of years ago when they had some catastrophic flooding in Dubai, and a lot of people were pointing to the likelihood of cloud seeding causing those floods. I can't remember what a final determination was on that, but there was a lot of conspiracy theories floating around there, but nevertheless, that is a process that is used to induce rainfall in some otherwise dry areas that need the rainfall. And think of processes like if you're driving by PD power plant over the years, you get these calm wind days, and the exhaust from the PD power plant goes up in the atmosphere and moves off over a rotary point over the adjacent waters to the west. And sometimes that exhaust can form cumulus clouds, and eventually they start precipitating. So that process can be induced even by the power plant. It happens by wildfires. We see those sometimes when we have wildfires large enough on Guam. It puts a lot of smoke and ash in the air, and if it's a moist enough atmosphere, that smoke, those ashes can start attracting moisture particles and start precipitating just downwind of the islands. And so we see that a lot of times with volcanic eruptions and other processes that inject matter into the atmosphere. It's really fascinating stuff.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. I've been working on a small little project with Henry Simpson at the Cross Island area, and trying to see how we can control the burn during the season. And we're trying to use we're using drones to drop these tree what do they call it again? I'm going to mess it up. I'm sorry, Henry, if you're listening. But we're dropping not actual trees, but the plants type, right? And trying to see if they stick. But I mean, it would be interesting to see if there's a way. I mean, again, I'm just thinking very out loud. As a way to be able to find a way to control the burn. I mean, especially if we can create clouds that bring rain. I mean, that's amazing.
Yeah, it's definitely an orchestrated process, and it's going to take research and studies and analysis, and you perfect your process. So with drone technology, I mean, that takes us a whole another ball game that was not even realized just a number of years ago. And so the things and capabilities that you can do is fascinating. And so I think it's just an emerging area for more development and exploration. So great stuff. On the flip side, and I hate to be a Debbie Downer or whatever, all the powers that be for good, they can also be used for bad. And so we have to work together as a common people to do what we can to better the islands and better our region.
No, absolutely. And with that, Landon, real quick, what's the weather outlook? I mean, for the next 2 weeks as we head into anything you're seeing that could potentially come our way in the next couple of weeks?
Right now, no suspect areas for development, but we are in a very good pattern for the next several days. It's going to be a drier trade wind pattern through most of the week. It's going to get breezy later this week. We do have a high surf advisory still in effect for north-facing reefs and beaches. So again, that's going to affect areas like Retidian Beach. If you're going to go up there today, call ahead because they usually close down the beaches, close down the park during hazardous surf days. So we're going to see that continue through the afternoon, and then surf should subside just a little bit below the 9-foot threshold for north-facing reefs, but it's going to keep elevated through all of the week. We could see a shear line, one of those wintertime weather boundaries, drop down into the CNMI this coming weekend or early next week. That will be the first one to come through the region this winter season. So these shear lines, they can pack a little period of showers and sometimes some thunderstorms in extreme cases, but otherwise larger surf and strong winds punching down on the north side of that boundary. So we're going to be watching that closely through the next 5 to 7 days and see if that's going to materialize into early next week. But season surf is going to be elevated. Weather's going to be fine and breezy.
Amazing. Thank you so much for that quick update on that, Landon. Thank you so much for giving us a call and a quick view on the weather for the next couple of days. Obviously we're always looking for some good weather as we head into the the Christmas holiday. So thank you so much for giving us a call.
Always a pleasure. Have a great Monday, and happy reflections to everyone as we remember this date in history.
Absolutely, absolutely. We can never forget. Thank you so much, Landon.
Always
have a great Monday. And with that, Real Joe, I think we'll take on the next caller.
Yeah, next caller, Bunks.
Oh, Bunker.
Bunks.
Hello. Good morning, Charlie. Good morning, Joe, Donna, Guam, everybody. How's it going?
Good morning, Bunker. Good morning. And I do have to ask, we just had Landing on the phone, weather-wise. Man, how cold is it over there?
A couple of days ago, or just before Thanksgiving, it snowed. It was down to 30.
Okay.
Then it went down to 27. Then it climbed back up to 40. And then 47 yesterday, and now it's just raining at 39 degrees.
47 over there is like T-shirt. Like everybody's in T-shirts, like barbecuing,
The
right?
afternoon yesterday, it reached 47 yesterday afternoon. That's not normal, huh? Something ain't right.
Oh.
This is November, bro. I mean, December already. It's supposed to, snow on the ground. It's not peak winter, but every year until now, again, there's no snow on the ground anymore. It melted, washed away. But I called in to just say a little bit about the World War II history.
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
They were gruesome, brother. My grandfather's twin brother was beheaded for not bowing. He did not want to bow his head to the Imperial, so the officer chopped his head off. Is that too much for radio, or
No. I mean, as long as as long as you don't curse.
That's the story I heard growing up. So he didn't want to bow. He refused to absolutely bow, and so they didn't tolerate that and offered his head. And many cousins and aunties were hurt during the war. They suffered tremendously. And if it weren't for him and the 6 other men from Malesu, there wouldn't be any Milisho people alive today.
Wow.
Because when they heard the Americans were coming, the story was they started to gather them up and just totally exterminate everybody. So the people they gathered at the Tinta and Faja area are mostly the big people and the smart people, the educators and the leaders of the community were put and kept the close watch of prison camps and areas like that. And whoever misbehaved were thrown in the hole. Hobokamua, that's a Japanese word for a hole in the ground. So they made them dig it. And then they'd sit around in circles, the women and children. Any misbehaved people will be tossed in, and a grenade will toss in after them. So that's how some of those people died in those holes.
No,
great-granduncle, great-grandfather who was killed at the one behind the cemetery, above the cemetery in Rizzo.
No, Bunker, and
my family have a really strong history. I mean, I'm not alone. There's a lot of people from Guam that have, direct history with that. I grew up learning and listening to these stories. They were just gruesome, and women were raped and brutalized, and men were brutal. People died from the slavery, lack of food, lack of water, and that's mostly because the Japanese viewed surrender as weakness and did not respect it, and not to mention the enemy is our friend.
Yeah, and you hear those stories across. I mean, so many families, and as horrific as these stories are, those are the things that we should never forget. The history and the storytelling of what happened, during those actions, and people of faith were killed, intellectual folks. I mean, if you people of size and stature were also
and resistance.
Yeah, I mean, folks that they felt were too strong. Yeah, folks that they felt they were too strong, men that looked like they were too big.
The first year and the first when they first landed and took over the island, it was the most grueling time for the people because they not only brutalized them for the resistance and those that contorted or conformed to their will, did the slave work, carry ammunition from Risu all the way to Menenguin and things of that nature, dug holes, dug caves, built raspberries, dams, everything to make a functioning, system for their shows and their leaders to eat. So people couldn't kill their pig or the chicken without permission or without them being present to collect their tax in that matter. So they had to survive under those rules, right? It was rough, man. I mean, they survived it. My grandfather and grandmother survived it, and a bunch of people survived it. And we must never forget that the ones whose lives were lost senselessly, man. They don't talk about this all the time, bro. 80 years worth of liberation. Where's the story? Only now? They're all gone?
That's that's really unfortunate
Only now
because
we're going to bring this up, bro. This pisses me off, actually, bro. To tell you the truth, this pisses me off because none of the credit went to the real liberators from Riso or Menenguin or other parts of the island where the Chamorro men stood up and said, okay, either we do or die, and they don't mention them.
yeah, they took that stand. But
That's
also
why I don't go to Liberation, Charlie, because it's BS to me. They talk about the Americans. Thank you. I appreciate you guys. Honestly, I'm grateful. But what about the men who fought for our people? Nothing. No regard.
No, completely.
They named the road. They legislated. They created legislative session. Thank you. But meantime, the hospital was in messed up situation. Let's go just add an S to Hassan. You know, I can't stop, bro. I'm going to go off on these people.
No, completely. No, Bunker, completely agree with you. Completely agree with you.
In regards to the war, man, the suffering, I don't know why they waited to they died to even consider any kind of acknowledgement or, you know.
Bunker, Bunker. But at the same time, we have to also reflect, similar to what you're doing right now. Exactly. We have to be able to reflect. I mean, just think about, December 8th, 1941. Now, December 8th, 2025. Right. That whole time period.
Yeah.
Right. What has happened? Where are we at now today? What did we learn from past history? Which, unfortunately, we're repeating our mistakes. And so
officials for the last 80, 60, 70 years, bro. Oh, yeah, don't worry. Oh, a bunch of crap just to get in office. And what did they do? Nothing. And the ones that died didn't get anything. And what they gave pennies to the ones who did get anything. Really?
Or just or being able to.
There's people that didn't even get to hug, didn't even get to have a child, didn't get to be a grandfather, didn't get to be an auntie, an uncle, or whoever they could have been. Didn't have that opportunity, and they don't talk about it.
Yeah, and we still have families that are dealing with trying to get the land back, right? As well,
and
right?
It's no different today with the people who go to serve and got killed over there. They could have been uncles, aunties, grandparents. You know what I mean? But here we are. We ignore the stuff that's happening over there, and only now we're going to acknowledge when they should have been doing it every year for the last 80 years.
No, Bunker, and obviously we need to be able to take that moment. We need to be able to take a moment and reflect. Exactly, completely agree with you.
And it infuriates me because there's a lot of history in that's dying out with the people that were there, and the young ones like myself who eventually won't be here. The memory will die with me. I'm trying to share that small part that I grew up with. There's more. There's a lot more. I'm telling you.
No, you know what? Like you always do. Let me.
Here because it happened to family.
Would love to continue to hear those. Just amazing stories. But with that, real quick, Bunker, we got to turn it over to the news real quick. Always, thank you.
Charlie and people of Guam, appreciate you.
No, thank you so much for giving us a call and reflecting on that. It's very important. Thank you, Bunker.
Yeah, I think so. Honestly. Thank you. Thank you for time, guys.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Bunker. Yeah, I mean, we got to be able to take, and reflect on that. Very passionate, and the storytelling and real Joe. I mean, that's amazing. I mean, that the stories that you had with your grandmother in regards to that. I mean,
yeah. There's, like he said, there's many more.
There's many more.
There's many more stories. Some never told.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's what I've heard. I've heard, grandparents wouldn't even talk about it, right? They just kind of just made it, kind of kept it within their mind and heart. So with that, we're going to take a quick break, or we're going to send it over to...
Yeah, we'll do the news, but your headline news is brought to you by Pica's Best Realty, Hoffaday Realty. That's Jody, Saran, Libby, Auntie Lolita, and their team of professionals. For all your real estate needs, give them a call, 588-4232, or you can email them at hoffadayrealty@gmail.com. Your news headline also brought to you by Burger King. Burger King Double Cheeseburger starts with the classic. Next up, the Bacon Double and the new Rodeo Double. BKU rules. Stop by there. They're doing a great contest right now with Coca-Cola. It's called Seasons Winnings. So stop by your BK today. And now it's time for headline news with Donna D.
The trial for former GRTA official Richard Ibanez, accused of terrorizing an employee with a firearm, is ready to start. Proceedings may be complicated by the recent arrest of the victim, Joseph Dwayne Duenas, in a separate fraud case. Ibanez's attorney claimed the terrorizing charges are politically motivated. The pretrial conference is set for December 17. Meanwhile, the bill is advancing in the legislature to provide nearly $20 million to GMH from government bond refinancing savings. The funding is designated for hospital capital improvements and medical equipment. GMH management stated they are also pursuing major cost savings, including hiring a revenue claims management firm to improve bill collections. And World Theater Productions will host a winter musical theater workshop from December 20 to January 3 at Micronesia Mall's former Gap space in Concourse 1. Students ages 7 to 18 can attend, with younger candidates accepted by audition. Sessions include acting, dancing, and singing. Tuition is $250 with military discount, sibling discount, and partial scholarships available. Call 687-1028 or email workshop@wtpguam.com. And those are your local headlines.
A look at traffic coming up after these.
Every company needs money for investments to help grow our working capital to take on today's economy. That's why Bank Pacific's commercial loan officers stand ready to help you. We offer several programs tailored to assist companies to get to the next step, or perhaps for a startup, including working with SBA and GITA. Bank Pacific. And we want to be your partner. Equal opportunity lender. Credit conditions apply.
This holiday season, Subway turns up the crave with the limited time festive flavors collection. A lineup of 3 bold sub rings in beloved holiday flavors in handhelds with Subway's extra festive stuffing and cranberry sauce. Take a bite on the wild side with the Tur Hampton, oven roasted turkey, ham, tender rotisserie style chicken layered with Monterey cheddar, herb stuffing, onion, sweet cranberry sauce, and mayo. Served on hearty multigrain bread. Or set the Friendsgiving feast abuzz with the festive turkey and the festive chicken. Put a fresh twist on holiday feasting. Only at Subway. Eat fresh, feel good.
17 more days till Christmas. Get the perfect Shinarp gift at the local shop or bladesbycrank.com.
It's 7:35, and yet that's your Beyond the Box time check. Check out Beyond the Box for great Christmas gifts for you and for your friends or family. They've got everything you need there for the digital life, and they've also got these really cool shocks. If you're into music, doing everything, check out the shocks. They've got Beats and much more Apple products for you at Beyond the Box in the Micronesia Mall.
All right, thanks, Frank. There's 17 days. 17 days, you see? It kind of gets you.
It's coming.
It's coming. It's coming. All right. Looks like there's still a lot of buildup and extending over into the entrance into Anderson Air Force Base. So if you are heading up there, please be on the lookout. It looks like it's extending further south of the gate. So just ensure that you take the appropriate time to travel safely. As we continue on Route 1 south, there's no major traffic to report in any of the intersections. On Route 3, there's a little bit of traffic building up in the Ukudu area, Ukudu High School area, so just be on the lookout for that. As we continue to travel down in Route 1, nothing major to report at this point. Let me see if there's anything else heading down south. Passing the Piano Keys, there is a little bit of traffic building up once again. It continues to build up at the entrance of Naval Base, Big Navy, so be on the lookout for that as well. Looking around in the other major areas to report, I don't see anything major on the back roads.
Yeah, I think school's out, dude.
Yeah, everything looks good.
Right?
Yeah, everything's good.
School?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're all good. We're all good, and that's your second look at traffic.
It's back. Celebrate 75 years of Payless Supermarkets with a $5 off fuel coupon to redeem at any 76 Circle K location when you shop and save at Payless Supermarkets. That's right, $5 off fuel with every $75 purchase at any Payless location. But hurry, this offer is only good from November 17th to December 31, 2025. So don't miss out. Stock up on groceries and hit the road with fuel savings from Payless Supermarkets and 76 Circle K. Minimum $30 fuel purchase required to redeem coupon. Some conditions apply.
For all your real estate needs, call the professionals at Hoffaday Realty. Jody, Saran, Libby, and Lolita, and they'll take care of you on every step of the real estate process. No worries. Just contact Hoffaday Realty at 588-4232 or 588-HOFFA or email them at hoffadayrealty@gmail.com. They're at 426 Challenge San Antonio, Suite 204 in Tamuning. Open Monday through Friday, 10 to 4. Hoffaday Realty for all your real estate needs.
Portions of the Ray Gibson Gibson Show are brought to you by the Medical City in Ortigas, Philippines. Now, if you want to go to the Medical City in Ortigas, Philippines, you will need a referral, and you'll also need to give them a call. So do that and give them a call at 645-5655.
It's the Ray Gibson Show. Call now, 888-TALK. That's 888-8255.
You will need a referral and an escort based on Ray's. So Ray is the official escort.
Yeah.
So
they do almost everything.
Yeah.
But, you know, they're not going to take you on the plane on the way home, take you all the way home, tuck you in.
No, but Ray's there. Ray's
got
there.
that.
Ray's got that. If you need an escort, he's there to be able to support there. Yeah, so I guess it is. I see what Donna D was talking about as far as being able to have a couple of shots of coffee before her brain starts really moving hard, because now she's on fire. I mean,
Yeah.
I hear
It's a creeper.
It's a creeper.
Yeah.
It does. So, I'm not going to segue into anything creepy here, but it really is. But I do want to mention something. I took a screenshot just in case my Facebook feed took it away, and it was from Ismail Velez. And one of the things that he said, let me put my glasses real quick because progressively it's getting worse. Okay, so he says, my wife's great-grandfather was taken by the Japanese to work at the fuel farms. He was sliced in the back by a katana and escaped into the jungle, making it home to Molesso. He warned his family and the village. Her grandfather took the children and older people into the jungle while her family and others liberated the village of Molesso from the Japanese. Again, it just makes another storyline that makes my hair stand up. It's just unbelievable, these countless number of stories of families that went through this. But again, it's one of the things that Bunko was saying is where is the the sacrifice that all these families that, although they were not directly involved with the military, these were some of the actions that were taken by families in order to save their village, and have they been recognized for any of this. And so, I hear you, Bunker. I think you can't let up in the discussion when it means to bring in recognition to some of these actions that were taken. So, and just countless number of stories. And Eddie Cruz is joining us as well. So half a day, Eddie, to you. And let's see what else. And so, again, 17 days, as Frank said, that's the official countdown. So, again, if you haven't done your shopping, what? You have not done your shopping, Dante? Or you're just scared that it's 17 days?
We've been doing window shopping, bro.
Yeah, window shopping.
Yeah, we've been looking around just to, see
what's
out there.
In spite of Ken, saying that
It's the thought that counts. So, I was looking at this thing, and I thought about getting it for you.
about you.
Bye.
Oh, no, exactly. Have you ever said that? It's the thought that counts. Yeah. Well, that's that. Those again, my gifts are always somewhat practical. They're always sort of related to some type of gadget.
Weapons.
Weapons.
Right? Weapons.
Whatever.
Flashlights.
Talking about weapons, let me see here real quick. Can we do the NFL scores? I was just getting one. Well, it is weapons.
Yes, we can.
Some of the teams here have some unbelievable weapons. Not on the Jets, though. I'm sorry, not on the Jets.
Yeah.
They don't have any. They're a rebuilding year. It's a rebuilding year. So let me take a quick look at the scores real quick here. A lot of big games happening as the lineup gets set for the playoffs. So starting off, we have going on right now, second quarter. With 12 minutes, it's Denver tied with the Las Vegas Raiders. They're tied at 7-7. The Bears and Green Bay. That's a big game. The Bears. That's a big game. They're first quarter with 5 minutes on the clock. It's tied still at it's goose eggs 0-0. So that's a big game. Chicago, the comeback kids, they always seem to sort of win in the last minute of every single game. The LA Rams are losing to the Arizona Cardinals. These are the final scores. The final score for Miami, New York Jets, Miami 34 over the Jets, 34-10. Pittsburgh over Baltimore, 27-22. New Orleans over Tampa Bay, 24-20. Indianapolis lost to the Jacksonville Jaguars, 36-19. I saw a couple of highlights. Jones, the quarterback, might have gone down, and the way that he was slamming his helmet on the floor, it might be something serious. So it's really unfortunate because actually Jones was on the Jets. I'm not Jets. The other New York team, the Giants, and he didn't do so well. And it's tough to play in New York, but he was actually having a phenomenal season at Indianapolis. Indianapolis is actually winning. So let's see. Look at Tennessee. Tennessee over, of course, the Cleveland Browns, which tight game, 31-29.
The Browns.
The Browns. It was funny because do you remember that year that the Cleveland Browns? I mean, or maybe you saw it in the news that there was one year that all the fans kept on wearing the what do you call it, the bags, the brown bags.
Oh yeah,
the brown bags, and it was just they were just upset with the endless losing seasons that they were having. So those are the latest scores, and it doesn't. There's another big game happening right now, which is the final, which was 39-34. The Buffalo Bills have defeated the Cincinnati Bengals 39-34. So for all those a handful of Buffalo Bill fans, congratulations on that one. As they set up the stage for a big game against New England as well. That's shaping out. The 49ers I believe they have a bye week, and they'll be in San Francisco playing next week, so we'll look at that as well. All the 49er fans are super excited. They thought that the season was over, but they're hanging in there, and there may be an opportunity for them to go on to the playoffs. And so it'll be interesting to see how this whole NFL lineup ends up. All right, and so other things that were happening, we didn't get an opportunity to fully have, I think, the required time with Kat, our in-studio guest, last Friday. But if, I was able to do a little bit of research on her organization, her nonprofit, and it's actually another piece of the puzzle when it comes to what we've been discussing with displaced children, orphans, on our beautiful island of Guam. And so the number continues to rise. But her organization, and I'm going to give her a call. I actually sent them an email saying that I would love to volunteer and to see what I can do to help in any way. But Irin Sheta, her organization, it actually helps women. If you look at the mission of the organization, it pretty much helps single mothers get back on their feet, and they help them. And they help them with many ways. They help them go through the court system, get cleaned up, get sober, but then financially, they also help them with being able to get a down payment on a living home, apartment, somewhere where they can live with their children. And that is very important because those are some of the things that are hard, because when you're coming out of a treatment center, and you may not have that full support of a family or your family, financially it's hard. How do you get the money to put a down payment on an apartment, on a home, so that you can bring your family together, your kids together? And so I started reading a lot more about that, and it really hit home, and it really resonated as another piece of the puzzle when it comes to the pandemic that we have here with orphans. 1 out of 70 kids here on Guam don't have parents because of, unfortunately, a good portion, over 90%, are drug related, and so parents are jailed or disappear. And so Pastor Jared was on the show with us yesterday on the podcast with Doc and Jeff, half an hour. And one of the things that he did mention, and one of the things that resonates very well across the board, is that everybody has to understand that, the system doesn't want, the support systems, the Harvest House, that, or the government systems, they don't want to take away and separate the families. They would rather have programs like Kat's organization to be able to get the mothers, parents cleaned up and keep the families together. And so, once I started putting this on the board, so we do have a support system where we can get the mothers cleaned up and financially at least get them going with their first, get them with their home or apartment, get their families and, get their children's together. And in the meantime, with the different organizations that can support the children, whether it's foster homes, foster parents, systems that would allow them to take care of the kids and take care by feeding them, putting warm clothes, making sure they're medically okay, and so that will sustain them for a little while, and so and then hopefully the system will be able to bring the families all back together. So. But there's still a lot more components. I think that the one part that I don't really see a strong action being taken is the drug issue, the drug issue that we're having on the island right now, and so that plays a huge part of the problem that we're having, and so don't know if we have an opportunity to talk to the AG. But obviously something that I was also reading, and I'm going to pull this up probably during the break. About a law that was passed about protecting yourself. In another state, they passed a law about what they were citing in the article was that if the law allows you now to defend yourself, and if you do defend yourself against some violent action, and you, for example, fire your weapon. There was one instance when this person was being attacked on, fired a weapon, missed the assailant, missed the criminal, and killed an innocent bystander.
Darn.
Yeah. And the way you read the story was really crazy, because this individual was with his lady that he was dating, and the lady had a child, and the child's father came storming in while the lady was getting her nails done, and he approached the guy, and the guy was trying to defend himself and shot at the ladies, or the guy that was trying to attack him, and shot the person that was doing the nails.
Oh my God.
Yes, no, it was terrible. It was terrible. So, but they used that as an example of, how this law is going to take into effect. Oh, actually took into effect. It's a law now. But I was reading about that, and I was like, wow, I would love to see what the AG would take, I'm trying to get the information, and I'll be able to share a little bit more on that. But yeah, it was just a little bit of an eerie story that was coming through the wires. And then they shared other stories of a bar incident, somebody got kicked out. They came back in with a gun, and then again shot the guy that was attacking him. But he also shot at an innocent bystander, and this time was somebody that was working in the bar. And so, again, we gotta be able to be prudent as far as ensuring that we have the laws in place that would allow us to, are you a gun owner? I mean, are you?
Oh yes, I am.
Are you? Okay.
Second Amendment.
So
tattooed on my back.
But now you do have to go through a class, right, Real Joe?
You should.
Oh, you don't?
You don't have to. If you want your basic firearms ID,
yes,
you just need the clearances, FBI, fingerprinting, all that stuff. But if you want a concealed firearms license, then you have to go through a training.
Okay.
From a certified firearms instructor. And then when you get the certificate, you present that with your application, and you may be able to get one.
Got it.
Yeah.
And so I do know somebody that does the training, the firearms training. He's been asking me to go down and test out But how long is the course, Joe? I mean,
from what I've seen, it's a full day.
Full day.
It's a full day course of safety and shooting and laws and everything. They talk about everything.
Okay.
So I think it's a good idea if you want to own a gun. It's dangerous.
No,
man.
no,
Yeah.
absolutely. And you know what? That's coming down the pipeline as well with drones. So one of the things, so one of the things like similar to how you get your driver's license, right? You have to test out, right? You drive and you prove that you can do the parallel parking and 2-point turns and all that good stuff. Make sure you put on your signals as you're turning. Well, the FAA is looking into that as well. FAA is looking into sort of doing a practical training because I've actually come across individuals that do have a NFA drone license that have never flown a drone before.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Would you get that online or what?
No, you have to go through.
Dude, I'm terrible at flying a drone.
You could actually get the materials online and you can test out. But we actually offer a course that will prep you up in 3 days. We actually just had a class last week, and we had a 100% passing rate again. So we're at a 98, 99% passing rate right now. If you do get 100 on the exam, it's tough, we will give you a free drone.
Ooh,
Phantom.
hey.
Yeah. Absolutely. What do you mean pick you? You have to pass.
I know. Pick me for your class.
Oh,
that sounds fun, man.
No, but
Yeah.
the FAA is thinking about it. They're looking into doing a practical. All right, so it's not only taking the exam, the written exam, but also showing an instructor that you can actually understand exactly how to fly a drone. And we've seen it a lot of times. You've seen those memes, these videos where, these boaters will take out a drone and take a nice little shot. They start it up, they handhold it, they launch it, and it just drives right into the water.
Into the soup.
Right into the...
I'm good at making that thing take off and then come back and hit me in the face.
Oh, no.
That's what I'm good at.
Yeah. No. But
so yeah, maybe I need a little training.
I think everybody. It's good. It's fun. Let me just tell you. And it's even, come down and join me down at Henry Simpson's.
Can you make it a field trip for us? Come on, please.
Yeah, just because once you fly the bigger ones, it's actually the bigger drones, the ones that can carry stuff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The one that you used for water blasting?
That's challenging.
Oh, that's a good one too.
Yeah.
You want a water blast? That's
Yes.
fun.
Yeah.
Just swivel back and forth, go a little bit higher. Okay, you missed the spot. We got the headsets on. You're making contact. You're good. Okay, it's fun. It's fun. Hopefully we'll get more gigs on that end to be able to clean more buildings. We're more than willing to support the buildings down in Tumon. So and GMH every time I drive there.
It's dirty.
Yeah, no, we're able to. We're there. We're needed. We're going to be there. So I thought of the AG when I was reading these articles in regards to to this law being passed and these innocent bystanders that were killed from folks that apparently did not know how to shoot. But the nail one was really the kicker. The person that was doing the women's nails. I mean, it's just unbelievable, just unbelievable. And so as we continue to talking about safety and making sure that we do everything in the most safest way, I do have another gripe to pick with DPW in regards to the area by the post office in Barrigada. Why is it so? I mean, there's a stretch where you don't have any lights. You have all the power poles running along the side, but there are no lights. So is it because it has to do anything with the runway nearby, the airport? Why is it that there are no...
It's dark.
Is it the domes? Is it the domes that on the other side, that are on the base side? Why is it that it's so extremely dark? And then, again, when it rains... that area has not been patched. I did see a few folks painting down by the overpass on Airport Road. So they were painting. So it was really good to see them out there. And again, just a question that kind of popped up: why is it that it's so dark on that stretch? And so hopefully we'll be able to get a couple of answers behind that. And again, additional work is being done. We're seeing a lot of the other major roads being fixed, so must be election time. Must be election time. You know, a lot of money's being spent now, and the roads are getting
now the work begins.
Now the work begins, and then it's going to end. We'll see if the pool opens up in July, right? I think July 4th is the set date to open up the pool. So let's see if we can
invite Ray. And he wears like Speedos and gets a first dive.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. No, don't want to picture that.
Too,
Sorry,
man.
Ray. Don't want to picture that yet.
Marco.
Oh, Polo. But I think that we may take a little drive over there and see exactly what, and put a little drone up and see what's happening with the work, and see, because we did see the pool being drained, so that was a good positive step, and hopefully they'll be able to meet that the 4th of July mark. That's going to be a big one. But again, a lot of work's going out there. A lot of roads are being fixed. Route 10. Like I said, hopefully they finish all the way. I don't think they've gotten up to the Wendy's point, but it looks like they made a lot of strides, and the markings of the roads are happening. So for now, we got to continue to work on the signs, the sidewalks, all those things that are going to keep our tourists, families, everybody safe along the roads as well. So with that, wow, we're heading to 8 o'clock already. Wow. Yeah. Yay. So with that, we'll take another quick break, and we'll be back on the Ray Gibson Show.
The Point is KUSG, Hagåtña, Guam, 93.3 FM and 104.3 HD3.
Demanding to see the video. I'm Carmen Roberts, Fox News. Members of Congress want the Pentagon to release the full video of the second strike on an alleged drug smuggling boat that killed the survivors, and the pressure is on for the Secretary of War.
Hegseth sat down with our Lucas Tomlinson yesterday at the Reagan National Defense Forum. Lucas pressed Hegseth about that follow-on strike in September that killed 2 survivors on an alleged drug boat in the Caribbean. Hegseth is standing by the second strike that he says Admiral Mitch Bradley oversaw.
My job was to say execute or don't execute. So I was satisfied with the strike criteria. From what I understood then and what I understand now, I fully support that strike. I would have made the same call myself.
Hegseth, though, is not committing to releasing the video of the second strike, even though President Trump said last week that he supports the footage being released.
Fox's Madeline Rivera reporting. Police on the outskirts of London arrested a man at Heathrow Airport today after a pepper spray attack on a crowd of people in a parking garage. Police say that 4 men carried out the attack and robbery, which caused hours of delays and minor injuries to at least 5 people. And police say that the case is not terrorism related, and officers are searching for the 3 other men involved. Today is December 7th, and Honolulu is holding ceremonies to mark the 84th Pearl Harbor Remembrance Day. On this day in 1941, the Japanese military attacked the Navy base, drawing the U.S. into World War II. And gas prices continue their downward trend. Industry analyst Trilby Lundberg of the Lundberg Survey says they fell for the past couple of weeks.
Prices dropped an impressive 8 cents per gallon in the past 2 weeks, with regular grade now at $3.08.
America's listening to Fox News.
Coming January 24th to the UOG Calvo Fieldhouse. The Cover Girl, live on Guam. Angel, the original cover girl, and her iconic voice, singing all their hits like Because of You, Promise Me, Inside Out, and Show Me. Joining them on stage, the queen of dance, EDM, and freestyle, Shannon. Also, 90s freestyle diva singing all her hits, Jocelyn Enriquez.
The radio plays our favorite song, and it's what keeps me holding on. Baby, do you
Brought to you by Choice Broadcasting, Trivision Media, and Cherry Media. This is a Jams Media show you don't want to miss. Tickets and info at guamtime.net.
Congress is still trying to come together on a plan to extend health care subsidies for the Affordable Care Act, otherwise known as Obamacare. Those tax credits expire December 31st, and some Republicans, including Brian Fitzpatrick, are urging lawmakers to work together. He tells Fox News,
if you're going to get 218 votes in the House and 60 votes in the Senate, it has to be a bipartisan bill by definition. So why are we wasting our time with single-party bills that are nothing more than messaging bills? That's not going to solve people's problems.
And meantime, Senate Democrats have proposed a clean 3-year extension, but Majority Leader John Thune rejected the plan, saying Republicans would not support it in its current form. In India, at least 25 people, including tourists, died in a fire at a popular nightclub in the town of Goa. The city's chief minister says most of those victims were kitchen workers, along with about 3 to 4 tourists. Investigators say that a gas cylinder blast caused the fire, which is now out. A successful sequel at the box office this weekend.
They're out there, Mike.
Where?
Everywhere.
The horror game inspired Five Nights at Freddy's 2 earned $63 million in ticket sales over the weekend. And that is the biggest opening ever for a weekend after Thanksgiving and the largest for a PG-13 movie this year. Zootopia 2 landed in second place with $43 million, followed by Wicked for Good in third place with $15.6 million. And President Trump is hosting the Kennedy Center Honors tonight in Washington. Actor Sylvester Stallone, the rock group Kiss, and singer Gloria Gaynor among the luminaries that are being celebrated. It's expected to be an emotional memory for the members of KISS after the recent death of guitarist Ace Frehley. I'm Carmen Roberts, and this is Fox News.
It's the most wonderful time of the year, and all of us at Security Title want to wish you a joyous holiday season. We are grateful for your continued trust and support, and we look forward to serving you in the new year. May your homes be filled with warmth, laughter, and love this Christmas. From our family to yours, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. Security Title, celebrating over 25 years as your trusted partner in real estate.
Big news! At GTA, everyone gets the best deal. Right now, score $300 off when you grab any flagship smartphone on HBO 30 with our Live Unlimited plan. That's right, no gimmicks, no hidden hoops, just the latest smartphones, the plan you love, and a deal that works for everyone. Don't wait, upgrade today and put that $300 back in your pocket. GTA, we start with you. Terms and conditions apply.
Travel goals unlocked. Whether it's Korea in the summer or Japan in the fall, the United Credit Card from First Hawaiian Bank can help you turn your urge to explore into your next boarding pass. Apply by October 31st, 2025, and if approved, earn 45,000 bonus miles when you spend $2,000 within the first 3 months after account opening. Unlock your next adventure with the First Hawaiian Bank United Credit Card. It all starts with yes. Terms and conditions apply. To learn more, visit one of our branches or go to fhb.com/United.
News this hour is brought to you by Family Finance.
Off a day, it's 8:06. I'm Donna DeJesus with a look at your local news on The Point. District court cases related to the former ORDOT dump have been paused as all involved parties continue with global mediation efforts. The stayed cases include the 2002 consent decree lawsuit, which forced the dump's closure, and the 2024 GovGuam lawsuit over design and construction flaws in the closure. The court ordered all parties, including the federal receiver GBEB and GWA, to participate in mediation with Ninth Circuit mediators. Chief Judge Francis Tidinko Gatewood issued the orders after parties tentatively agreed on a private mediator. The court ordered all parties to file joint status reports on the mediation by January 16. Meanwhile, a former CLTC member plans to seek a permanent injunction to block the proposed transfer of the ThePOINT property. David Herrera is asking senators to halt action on Bill 32, which would give the land back to the heirs of its former owner. Herrera argues the property, whose current assessed value is over $635,000, belongs in the CLTC inventory for the benefit of over 60,000 beneficiaries. The proposed transfer is viewed by some as an attempt by the governor to remove the EPOW site from consideration for a new hospital location. Herrera says the legal fight is necessary to prevent an irreversible action that violates the CLTC Act. More news after this.
Family Finance has been serving the people of Guam since 1959, and they will continue to be there for you in the years to come. Whether you're looking to get a personal loan for that family vacation or paying off those long overdue bills, Family Finance has got you covered. Apply for a personal loan from $1,000 up to $4,000 by calling Family Finance in Hagåtña 475-4545 or Dedido 633-4473. Family Finance.
Senator Shelley Calvo has introduced Bill 239 to expand the property tax exemption for Guam homeowners. The bill would raise the exemption on owner-occupied residential homes from the current $50,000 to $350,000 in assessed value. This applies to homes acquired on or after January 1, 2025. Calvo says the measure is a necessary update to the tax code to reflect current market prices and ease financial pressures on families. She called the change a practical and responsible way to give homeowners real relief, ensuring hardworking families are not left behind by the rising cost of living. And a Teasan High School student's idea for Guam's first large amusement park drew interest at last week's Guam Travel and Tourism Forum. 11th grader Naya Babas proposed Guahan Land, an island-themed park with cultural roller coasters, local performances, and space for small businesses. She suggested building it near Two Lovers Point, saying it could boost tourism and keep hotels full. Industry leaders called the idea ambitious but worth exploring. They noted challenges including high costs and private land ownership at the proposed site. Still, they praised the student for bringing new energy and creativity to Guam's tourism recovery. And those are your top stories. Now back to Charlie Hermosa with weather.
Today, isolated showers, partly sunny with a high near 88. East-northeast winds, 7 to 10 miles per hour. Monday tonight, isolated showers, partly cloudy with a low around 77. East winds, 7 to 9 miles per hour. Tomorrow, Tuesday, isolated showers, mostly sunny with a high near 87. East winds, 7 to 10 miles per hour. Tuesday night, isolated showers, mostly cloudy with a low around 76. East-northeast winds, 7 to 10 miles per hour. Wednesday, isolated showers, mostly sunny with a high near 87. Wednesday night, partly cloudy with a low around 77. Heat index is at 94 degrees, 30% chance of rain, rip current and high surf watch are in effect. Sunrise was at 6:32 a.m. Sunset will be at 5:54 p.m. and that is your local weather.
In a world where the 2025 Nissan inventory must be moved, one team rises.
The clearance team.
The clearance team? What's that?
We're the Nissan Guam clearance team, slashing prices on all 2025 vehicles. We even have models starting as low as $150 per paycheck.
That's awesome. Let's do it.
You're gonna love yourself a Nissan.
Don't miss the model year-end clearance happening now at Nissan Guam. On approved credit, some conditions apply. See Nissan Guam for details.
Boss, I got run over by a forklift.
Boss, I crashed a company truck.
What do we do? Our warehouse and inventory are gone.
Hi, this is Dave Silva from AB Risk Solutions, and it's time for Risk 101. Everything you just heard are examples of risk your businesses can face. Our job is to ask the hard what-if questions and teach you how to reduce your exposures and help you recover if things go sideways. We've got decades of experience in Micronesia working with businesses big and small. Call AB Risk Solutions today at 777-2668 for a free inspection and quote.
AB Risk Solutions, formerly known as Aon.
Portions of the Ray Gibson Show brought to you by American President Lines, a global presence with a local home, and their friends at Wendy's. Oh, you asked for it, and they listened. To Wendy's brought back the bacon portobello mushroom melt, a Wendy's favorite. You need to try this delicious, indulgent sandwich made with juicy beef, crispy applewood smoked bacon, sautéed portobello mushrooms, and melted cheese on a soft toasted bun. Available for a limited time. Head on over today. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's portobello mushroom melt.
The Coconut Wireless is back. The Ray Gibson Show. Call now, 888-TALK. That's 888-8255.
So, just a brief news article came out, and it looks like, let's see, when did it come out? About 12 minutes ago. Okay, ready for this one?
It's fresh.
It's fresh.
Let's do
it's
it,
fresh.
man.
Okay.
Let it rip.
DPW DPW taking lead on junk vehicle removal will get $2 million. Absolutely. Let's give it a clap on that one.
$2 million.
$2 million.
All right.
It's a little short. I mean, we did the math, but I mean that's it should be a little bit more year over year. But this is a great step. And again, Ken, before you call back in, and everybody's saying, a lot of smoky mirrors. One is they're making sure that the roles and responsibilities are well aligned. And obviously, this is something to do with what the mayor's council had agreed to and voted on. And so, to add in Guam, so the EP and DPW will be the folks in charge of the agencies that will be responsible. Obviously, there is a HAS perspective that the EPA should be involved, and on the disposable will be.
There's a lot of moving parts, bro.
A lot of moving parts.
So how many cars? And will this take each car to the point where it's sucked out of all of its fluids?
Well, based on
and then crushed into like a little cube.
That's exactly it. Right.
Will it get there?
So based on the article in the PDN, they what it states is that there are two startup companies that will be taking the lead to dispose of these vehicles as they are as whole vehicles. And so they'll probably go through the process. But I mean, even if we do, let's just say that we do the math, we do 2 million, and from a business perspective, I don't know, what would you charge, Real Joe, to dispose, bring your flatbed, your little
man per car?
Per car.
It's going to be expensive, man.
I would say, but can we $600, do you think? I mean, because again, if you're a startup company, and I get it, if
the towing alone is, depending on how bad the carcass is, the towing alone is probably going to be upwards of 200 or more.
Yeah, agreed. It just happened to me a couple of weeks back. I almost paid almost $400. Oh wow! Yeah. No bueno.
It's
no
not
bueno.
cheap, dude. Yeah.
So let's just say $600 because the startup company, we want them to succeed. I mean, we don't want them to fail. I mean, they gotta make money as well. Let's just say $600. So we'll divide that into 600.
The tow truck drivers out there right now saying, "What, man, more?"
Yeah. That comes out. So 2 million divided into 600 comes out to be 3,333 vehicles.
Yeah, wow.
I don't know. That could
a small dent. A very small dent.
You think so? I think that could be a good.
How many cars do we have out there, Charlie? Do you think?
I mean, do you think that are dumped on the side?
60,000, maybe 50.
Well, you know what? You're right.
And then the ones you can't see.
No, the ones that are stacked. The ones that are 2-3 stacked on the side. That's a good one. I forgot about that. But again. I mean, what we want to do is we want to be able to see action. This is what we've been fighting for. This is what we've been paying for. So seeing this news article, and this is just step one, but, they're addressing it. So Director Vince Ariola is quoted here, and, they're going to take the what we're seeing is that they're able to. Okay, this is in regards to the companies that will be the startup. But let me see. Okay, so Ariola has called the junk vehicle problem an epidemic, and has estimated the total number of junk vehicles on Guam at around 50,000.
There you go. Yeah, I kind of felt like that, dude. I've seen them. I've seen the process, bro.
Have you really?
Yeah, like they'll tow the car somewhere, and if it still has fluids in it, they'll rip out the battery, and they'll rip out all the stuff that's the tires and stuff.
Yeah,
because they got to separate all this different trash.
What's good?
Because it's
what's
not
bad?
all going in the same boat.
Yeah, no, I mean,
they got to break it down. Even that's going to cost money,
especially with the batteries, right?
Yeah, they got to pull out all that if it's there.
If it's there,
yeah, the vultures didn't take it yet.
It's amazing, it's amazing how fast they're able to act on putting a vehicle on cinder blocks.
There's one on Snake Road.
Yes.
And it was there for, I think one day I passed by. It still had the headlights. It had the tail lights. It had glass. But the next day, all that stuff was gone.
Done.
It was gone.
They're like F1, you know, they pull in, you know, and
Yeah,
they're like
dude, at the pit stop.
Yeah, that's like a
Real
pit stop.
fast.
They got it down to a science. I mean, with the equipment that they bring out,
Yeah.
right? The sitting
Then they'll leave
equipment,
the rest for Vince.
the little jack.
And DPW to grab up.
But that is alarming. Wow, 50,000. The
Yeah, that's
number,
what I
the
figured.
total number
Yeah.
of junk vehicles on Guam is at around 50,000. Wow, that is astronomical. So, but again, Vince, you know, we got to continue to push this. We got to push this agenda to make sure that we at least start somewhere and get the process rolling, because you know, even when we look at the beautification of our island, you know, there's definitely a lot of key areas that have cars that are just, I mean, one that I just keep seeing every time I go up to Jigo, close to the I Love Jigo sign, is just that one white car that's on cinder blocks, and it's like right smack in that corner as you're making that bend. Like, you can't get away from not looking at it as you're driving, and it's just, you know, if you're new or you're driving on base, you know, and folks that have never gone up north, all the way up north, you know, folks that are driving and are tourists, maybe that are doing a little round the island tour, you know, that's just painful, right? I think that I'm sure they question themselves as to, you know why we would allow that to happen. So it's good to see and read the article, but you know, we need to see action. So we'll continue to report, and would love to, however we can support. You know, we're there. We're there to support. Let me see if there's anything else on that. And it's just unbelievable, because it also takes a lot of energy to dump these vehicles on the side of the road. Like, I mean, you have to physically push these things inside. Like, how do you do that? I mean, it can't just be one person. It's got to be multiple people. I mean, you call your gang and said, "Hey, listen, we gotta go tonight. We're gonna throw a vehicle, a couple of dishwashers, a couple of dryers, refrigerators, mattresses. We got a job to do." I mean, come on. We gotta find a way to be able to combat that, because that was the other topic of discussion we were having this weekend with friends. Is there a way that we can prevent these illegal dump sites to happen? So basically, could we put some type of enforcement, whether it's cameras, whether it's patrols? What is it that would take for us to mitigate and prevent? So we clean up. Let's just say that we clean up all 50,000. How do we keep it at zero, right? How do we keep it at zero? And so, you know, a lot of that has to come with the mentality and sort of a shift in culture, and making sure that we're doing a lot of outreach to everybody to understand that it's not right to dump your trash on the side of the road. That's very telling. I mean, we got to keep our island clean. And so when you think about dumping your mattress on the side of the road or your vehicle, think twice. And so that is where, if we're going to spend the money and we're going to eradicate this issue from 50 down to zero, how do we maintain it to zero? And there's got to be a culture shift. We got to make sure that everybody understands that, one, it's the wrong thing to do. Number two is, if you do it, the legal action, the legal recourse that will come down on you if you're caught is severe enough for you to be able to think twice. That's number two. And number three is sort of the accountability from, if you know somebody who's doing it, you know, hold them accountable, take them to the side, you know, make sure that you're talking to those folks and saying why you're doing it. And so, you know, those are the things. And that also falls in line with the graffiti. And graffiti is also becoming an eyesore across areas where we've never seen graffiti before. And so those are another area that we're looking at, because there's areas where they have painted almost 2 or 3 times. Chamorro Village is one of them. There's areas there in the little huts that have been painted over and over. And unfortunately, that's a lot of money for the organization to continue to dish out. At some point, they're saying, listen, you know, we just don't have any more money to continuously paint this. So, you know, what is the recourse on that one? And so hopefully we'll be able to combat that as well. The vandalism of our properties along Route 1, which is very critical. You're able to see it right away. And so, those things have to be discussions in line with that. It comes down to being able to hold, families, when it comes to vandalism, if whoever we catch, whether it's our kids doing something illegal, doing something wrong, we got to hold them accountable. And those are the things that we need to make sure that we put forth. So we do have a caller.
Doc.
Oh, absolutely.
Dr. Akimoto, good morning, sir.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Hey, good morning,
Hey,
Doc. How are you?
I miss you. Haven't seen you for a couple hours.
Too.
Yeah, no, it's a couple hours, and it's a good show yesterday, Doc. And you know what? I was going to mention something, and you beat me to it. Not you haven't beat me to it, but I was going to tell Real Joe that you are well versed in the religious stories. Yesterday,
Well, I've been doing this Christmas thing for about 60 years now, so I'm pretty good at it. I know you youngins, you still need to go a couple more midnight masses, but you'll get it, and just stick with it. Practice makes perfect. That's all I can say. Christmas is just a celebration we have for good news, but then Easter's the real deal. So everybody go to church and pray. And reason for the season again is taxes. So Charlie can catch you up on that thing. We had a great discussion, or watch the video. It's on YouTube, and you guys can watch Jeff's podcast every week or every day if you want. But you guys are inciting some inflammatory discussion this morning, and thank you. It's Monday, and so everybody should wake up a little irritated that things didn't get better over the weekend. And I appreciate you holding accountable people that leave their abandoned vehicles on the side of the road. But, a lot of them are really nice about at least putting cinder blocks underneath the wheels, which is very courteous, don't you think? I mean, that's a little more trouble.
They got that thing to a science, right? It's like we were saying, like they're like F1 pit folks. I mean, they have like air guns, bzz, bzz, and I mean they're fast. And
right,
then,
and they do it right in the middle of the road, so you would think that people could see them do it, but apparently they're stealthy too, so they're like ninjas.
Oh, absolutely. But I don't know if you had an opportunity to look at that news article that just came out a couple of minutes ago.
No, but I had an opportunity to see that car you're talking about that says "Welcome to Gigo."
Oh gosh,
cinder blocks on the side of the road. That you're right. It's jarring, isn't it? Because it's so nice and neat, and Gigo,
Yes.
you can tell the mayor there is really doing a great job. And then boom, there's that car.
That's
amazing.
It's and I'm
I
sure.
think it's actually in Dedido though, so we're going to blame the mayor of Dedido for that one.
Is it on the borderline? I don't know.
And maybe that's the thing. Maybe it's in that no man's land, so neither mayor can do anything about it. But it's crazy. It's right there on the side of the road. So you would have thought that somebody would have seen them doing it and said, "Hey guys, you can't leave the car there." But apparently, that's not how things work. So let's be clear, right? Apparently, the legislature thinks they've got the day off today, which I think everybody should call into your favorite senator, especially the ones that don't show up to session, and blast them, because they're the ones making all these crazy laws. But apparently, they don't. It's like promises that they don't intend to keep, right? What's the use of making any of these laws and resolutions if you're not going to hold anybody accountable, like Linda Banez or Vince Ariola? What's all this hot air about $2 million going towards a study to figure out how they're going to deal with this car? Why did they tax Charlie Hermosa and then charge up his credit card while they're taxing him for, what is that called? The abandoned vehicle fund?
Yeah, the recycle, $25, and then they charged me for going online. I was actually being efficient and getting my stuff done online, not bothering them going and making a line down at DRT, and then I got $2.89 smacked, which I'm still waiting. So I'm not going to give up. I know it's only $2.89, but that's our money. That's the people's money.
Well, as a fellow taxpayer, I'd like to thank you and Real Joe for contributing to the $1.2 billion slush fund that Governor Liu and Josh Tenorio and all the senators have to spend this Christmas, because apparently they're going to buy us some really nice Christmas presents since they're always off island, right? So I guess they're going shopping for us at Santa's workshop. But I give permission to every single taxpayer out there who hears the sound of this voice, and please broadcast it all out. You need to be angry. This is an angry Christmas, because you need to make the withdrawal from your governor, who apparently doesn't know how to fix anything. She can't fix the swimming pool. She can't fix the hospital. She can't fix Simon Sanchez High School. Can't fix the abandoned vehicles. I mean, the list of what she can't do goes so long, and then so she tells us we have no say. So this is really a failed dictatorship, a failed banana republic, and Josh Tenorio is apparently the heir apparent. So where is he? Well, how are we paying all these people and their special project coordinators like Mr. Kanata and all those other people at Banana? How is it that they get paid when everybody's suffering? And what is that $1.2 billion thing going? Because, Christmas is the season of Mary and Joseph having to go to Bethlehem to get taxed. And I'm pretty sure Mary was pissed off, even though she was only 14 years old, but she did go into labor. And so there must have been some irritation going on down there. Everybody needs to wake up a little angry today that your governor has failed on so many levels that it takes Real Joe and Charlie Hermosa to fix everything every Monday morning. That's crazy. That's nuts.
That's what we're here. That's what we're here for.
So Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas, everybody. And so Doc, we've been talking about the vehicles and so forth, but Ken called up this morning talking about the hospital. How do you see that? I haven't heard you talk about the hospital lately.
Everybody else is talking about hospital. They're doing a great job, and we have one of the most sophisticated citizenship taxpayer base, knowledgeable about hospital mechanics and facilities maintenance in the world. I'm so proud of them. It's like if we were in the States and you were a Baltimore Colts fan in Baltimore, you'd know everything about, even the trainers and their life story. Here on Guam, our football team, which is now, 0-15 and in a losing season, we're like on a race to the bottom so we can get the first round pick. We're the lousiest football team in the NFL, if you want the metaphor. And we are by far, apparently, according to Will Parkinson and his Facebook, if you want to take a look at it, because I'm citing sources, we're the dirtiest and most dangerous hospital in America. So congratulations, everybody. There's no need for me to rant and rave about GMH. Everybody else is doing it, including the administrator. She's so sick and tired of how dirty it is. She did her own trash-a-thon with the fire department, and they pulled out all that trash and abandoned vehicles. Did you see that?
Oh, I did.
That's ridiculous.
I did.
That's ridiculous. That's $1 billion hospital right there. You're spending a whole lot of money for nothing, apparently, over the last 8 years. They had all that trash in the back. They had to get all these volunteers to come and cut the grass. So it's a sad, sad statement. And,
and
I don't want to pile on. There's too much other stuff to talk about.
No, absolutely. And so in light of the, talking about the hospital and the new hospital, next Sunday, on the half hour, we will have, or you will have on.
Yeah, the Wise Owl.
The Wise Owl.
And that's the thing is that, he's a hard guy to pin down. He was in Pohnpei. We had to track him down. And then he's doing, a Sunday clinic to help, poor little puppies. This guy, even when he's getting his land condemned by the governor, he's out there doing good for our other family members, our pets, right? So good on him. So, yeah, he's going to be in studio 11 o'clock Sunday. And everybody just needs to pay attention to both what you guys are doing on The Point and what Jeff is doing down in this really now famous, worldwide famous podcast down in his bedroom in EPEN. And it's just amazing. If no one's ever seen that podcast, you need to tune in. On Sunday morning, it's the most important thing going on Guam besides church, right? So, again, everybody go to church. But this is a great half an hour. Actually, usually it's an hour and a half spent talking to folks like Charlie and now the Wise Owl. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, no, it's always a good time. Doc, thank you so much for giving us a call, and yeah, absolutely, to call in. I'll still be on tomorrow, and then Ray will be back on Wednesday. So
have a great day, guys.
Have a great day, Doc. Thank you so much. Who?
I said yeah.
Oh,
holler at your boys.
Who?
He said you sound like an owl. Hey, let's take a break. We'll come back with Donna D in the news headlines.
Let's do it.
Start your day with our Spam or Bacon Wraps, perfectly grilled and packed to go. Or taste the twist on a classic with the KFC Colonel's Musubi in original and Zinger flavors. Hungry for more? Dig into the KFC Colonel's Big Platter. Sausage, egg, biscuit, and crispy hash brown. All in one hearty plate. Pair it with our premium Lavazza coffee or the refreshing zest of the new KFC Calamansi juice. Breakfast has never been this exciting. Only at KFC Breakfast. So good, so breakfast.
For all your real estate needs, call the professionals at Holiday Realty. Jody, Saran, Libby, and Lolita, and they'll take care of you on every step of the real estate process. No worries. Just contact Holiday Realty at 588-4232 or 588-HOFFA or email them at hoffadayrealty@gmail.com. They're at 426 Challenge San Antonio, Suite 204 in Tamuning. Open Monday through Friday, 10 to 4. Holiday Realty for all your real estate needs.
There are 17 days till Christmas. This Christmas countdown is brought to you by Carrier Guam. Daily savings on all our high wall units, both Carrier and Toshiba splits.
Portions of the Ray Gibson Show brought to you by the wonderful team at Take Care. And now it's time for Headline News with Donna D.
GPD has opened an internal affairs investigation into an incident between a high-ranking officer and a patrol officer. The incident reportedly occurred during a traffic stop. GPD officials stated that the investigation will be completed within 90 days and no further details can be released to protect the privacy of the involved parties. Meanwhile, a new Mr. Liberation pageant will be added to the 82nd Liberation festivities in 2026 for male contestants. Doña Mayor BJ Terlahi confirmed the new event, stating it aims for greater community inclusivity. Male contestants will be judged separately, with winners joining the royal court and parade. Each village will recruit candidates. Chuck's gonna enter. Each village will recruit candidates and oversee fundraising, with proceeds supporting events and charities. The coronation is planned for the weekend before the first Liberation event. And the first ever Guam International Dance Festival ended yesterday at the Chuman Night Market. The 3-day festival featured international and local dance groups from Guam, Japan, India, and Korea, showcasing cultural and contemporary styles. The competition concluded with an awards ceremony to recognize winners in multiple categories. GVB hailed the event a success, with a sold-out crowd on Saturday and strong community engagement. And that was your last look at local headlines on The Point.
All right, that's it for Donna D. Say goodbye to Donna, Charlie.
Goodbye, Donna.
Okay, bye.
Goodbye.
We'll be back with Charlie and me right here on the Ray Gibson Show.
Guam Regional Medical City presents Your Gut, Our Focus. From digestive issues to advanced diagnostics. Join us Saturday, December 13th from 10 to noon at the Micronesia Mall Center Court for a community event focused on digestive wellness. Meet GRMC's team from gastroenterology, patient education, patient experience, and referral management. And learn how we can support your digestive health. At 10:30, enjoy a special presentation with Dr. Jill along with guests from ANX Robotics and GI Digital. Enjoy free vital checks, vendor booths, raffle prizes, and your chance to win the grand prize, a 55-inch smart TV. This event is free and open to the public. Join us December 13th at the Micronesia Mall.
Celebrate the season with Subway's limited time festive flavors collection. Sink your teeth into the meat-loaded Terhamkin, festive turkey, or festive chicken. Want to dial up your holiday flavors? Add cranberry sauce or stuffing to any sub for just $1 more. Happy feasting only at Subway. Eat fresh, feel good.
Portions of the Ray Gibson Show brought to you by Kim and Ron and the team they lead at Security Title.
And that sparked a little bit of a heated conversation right now. It got a little hotter in here.
Oh, no.
Real Joe. Yeah. It's a little warm in here. It's a little warm. It's warmer than. Did it get cooler? Did the AC kick in?
It will get cooler ononce she gets out of there.
Shut up, dude.
She's got all the body heat, man.
I stand by my. You should. You and Joe.
Well,
what? Join the pageant?
Yes.
Yeah, let's do it.
We'll join the pageant with that dude that's running for AG. The other attorney.
He did.
Yeah.
He might be the lead
yeah,
contender.
Peter Santos. Yes, senor.
But one of the points there is that there is a Speedo.
There is.
It says it's Speedo.
There's a swimsuit
portion of the tournament. Like, who's putting this? This is odd.
I like it. Hey, this Mayor BJ of Georgia.
Yeah. So it's well and balanced. I mean, we have female, now we have a male, and let's see who is going to enter into the competition. Let's see who's.
I dare you.
Oh no! I mean,
triple dare you.
Well, she's gonna triple dog dare you, dude.
But talking about a little bit of talking about heat. We do have quite a bit of sponsors that are in the AC business. stay cool, right?
Stay cool.
And so maybe they can help us out a little bit with the warmth, that we have in here. It's a little hot in here, so I don't know if we've been diagnosed yet as far as what's going on with the AC, but hopefully, right? I mean, they said they'll be back.
Yeah, I think they're gonna fix it. Man.
Okay,
Yeah,
awesome,
temporary.
Because also there's another one. We had Carrier as well, right? Carrier came,
Yeah, we love you too, Carrier.
Yeah, absolutely, all across the board. But yes, so Donna leaves us with that news, and we'll be interested to see exactly how that evolves and who would be interested. I'm going to go back and look to see if anybody's been making any posts on that, on that news, on the social media, see exactly what everybody's talking about. But on, as we head in towards the end of the show and the top of the hour, I did want to also, thank a lot of folks that have really stepped up in light of the discussions that we've been having in regards to our kids, our children, our displaced children, our orphans, and they've really stepped up to help organizations such as Harvest House. And there's another organization that I'm following right now, and would love to see how I can support it in any way, whether it's logistics. The means that I have are I have a couple of vans. I can move things around. I can move goods around. And this past weekend, they were in full force out in participation with Cost You Less on collecting food and canned foods and just other necessities for just families and folks in need. And that is a Be Heartfelt organization, nonprofit. And so another good organization, I just started following them. And again, I think that there's so many groups out there that are willing to support. And, each one has a different mission.
Is that Lori Marble?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. No,
dude, she does a lot, man.
Yes.
From donation of shoes to
Tons.
food for pets. She don't quit, man.
Unbelievable. I just started following them.
She's amazing. Yeah.
And so I sent them a message as well, and I said, hey, however I can help, I want to be able to support. And these are the things that are going to be able to cover the gap in the process. And the other one is a CATS program in Iranchetta, because I think that when you start putting the pieces together and we're able to help the families, we're able to help these single parents, single mothers get back on their feet, that's going to be very critical for the family to stay together and come back together. And so we got to be able to support that and second chances and all that good stuff. Phil Flores, huge support. Phil, thank you so much. He didn't blink. I mean, as soon as, I gave a talk at the Rotary of Guam last week, and, he stood up and everybody was just, asking how they can support. And Phil was, right there in the front end saying, come Monday, we want to be able to support. And so, Phil, thank you for always being there for these type. And, they don't look for any type of recognition. And one of the things we were talking about marketing in the past, they do it just, they do it out of the goodness of their heart. Sometimes some of the things that are happening around the island, whether it's cleanups, whether it's other things that are beautifying the island, they're like unsung heroes. They're not out in the media. They're not putting it out, not blasting it out. They're doing it because they feel it's the right thing to do. And, but I want to take the opportunity to say thank you for everything, because I know they just held a beautification program a couple of weeks back. They did trash collections. They're helping out with the situation with displaced parents or displaced orphans, children. And so, hopefully we'll be able to tackle that issue, that epidemic, that pandemic that we have here on island. I also did want to touch on real quick, but I think if we can maybe get Simon tomorrow, because I do want to touch a little bit on the power, because again, my perspective, and you have to always be able to keep an open mind as far as what's happening. So when in light of what's happening with the power situation with GPA, there's a couple of questions that have popped up, but there's also additional information that that is part of the discussion. And one of the part of the discussion that has been brought up to my attention is the fact that for many years, the GPA has not been able to raise, right? They haven't been able to get the increases to be able to do these overhauls of the systems. And when you look at somebody that's been in the shipping industry and deals with ships, I mean, it takes a lot to ensure that the maintenance of these ships are up to par. And so it takes a lot. And we're spending so much money every year, or every so often. There's a maintenance cycle that these ships go through, and they get put in the yard. They get a complete overhaul, engine overhaul, cleaned out. I mean, you name it. Well, we haven't really done that with our systems, with our power plants. I mean, our power plants across the board they've been running nonstop. And so, something that was shared in the discussion, and again, you take it how it is. I'm not doing anything political here. I'm just saying, with the information, to me, it makes sense. I mean, we have not been able to do the maintenance with everything, with the prices of things going up, and I don't know if GPA has been able to, because they have not been able to get the increases in the past several years. They haven't really been able to do the magnitude of overhaul that they've been intended to do. But I'm bringing that up because I really do want to talk to Simon in regards to obviously what's the schedule look like. Ukadu, in the news, they said that the PD plant is not going to completely go down. It's going to be sort of as a backup. So what is that going to look like as well, and just kind of get a better understanding of the outlook on that. So with that, we have a call.
Yes, Jonathan Savaris.
Oh, nice.
Good morning, Jonathan.
Good morning, Jonathan.
Good morning, Charlie, Joe, Donna, and the Point Familia. I just wanted to call in and wish everybody a blessed feast day of our patron saint for our island. Growing up, right, and I know we have so many issues that are going on, but I look back and I remember the stories from my grandparents and how our patron saint Santa Maria Kamalan, was always there, right? And the 92 earthquake, that was the only statue that didn't fall off our altar at home. Because she's here to protect us, and I just wanted to call everybody and wish everybody a blessed feast day, and remember to pray, right? Remember to pray and keep her in our prayers, and she's here for all of us on our island. She's to me, the way I was raised, she's one of our protectors of our island, and
right.
Maybe yeah.
No, we appreciate it. Thank you so much for that, Jonathan. And before I forget, and I was going to ask you last week, because there was two things that I want to ask you real quick. But the first one was, how did the basketball tournament end up?
So, thanks for bringing it up. Actually, I just sent an invite, Charlie. I sent it to our chat. We have our championship games today. We have our U7, 7U, 9U, 11U, and 13U championship games starting at 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. would be the last kickoff for our 13U division. That's going to be should be a very good game against the Raiders, Raiders team, as well as Guam Select. We encourage everybody to come out, and participate. This is our first annual, our inaugural tournament that we put together. We had 40 total teams. We had 34 teams in our youth division, and we had 6 adult teams in our men's division, in our adult division. So for our first time doing this, this was the goal was to raise money for the court, because we know that the government of Guam it takes so long, right, to get things to
come on, Jonathan, come on, come on.
What the procurement in the government of Guam is doing better? Wow. But just in lieu of that, right? This was an idea that was just brought up, and I want to give a shout out to Shania and Christian, because Christian put our adult division together, and then Shania killed it with getting 34 teams, right? We had teams all the way from Jigo to Malesu. They all came up and utilized this court, and we have a brand new basketball court at Santa Barbara, or at Lenchum Park in Derrida, and we were worried about maintenance. And this was just a community effort. We've been working with Mayor Beneventi, Brother Dan Savares, and it was just an idea. And from an idea, we had 40 teams.
Now, has the national team, has EJ been on scouting any future potential talent?
Well, EJ's group is there. Guam Select, who's playing in our championship game this afternoon at 1 o'clock, in our 13U championship game this afternoon. That's actually, they train up at that same facility as the Guam basketball team.
Oh, wow.
So it's great because these tournaments happen throughout the year for the kids, and it's just an opportunity for us to develop the sport, right? We saw that we're now getting EJ has done such a great job on getting us up to the level where we're at, on the stage where we're at. Now we just got to capitalize. Now we got to start developing the talent, the kids who are really, really interested and gifted and talented in the sport. But if we don't have the facilities in our villages, then we're not providing the resources for these things to develop, right? And this is what the purpose of this tournament was, to raise money for our court. And we want to thank our sponsors. We had a bunch of sponsors: Courtsec, Home Center. I'm missing a few. I just don't have the list in front of me. But these guys, they heard what the mission was, and they said, yes, we're about it. You guys take it. You guys are doing something for the kids. And you guys, the overarching goal is to keep our facility operable and make sure that we don't have to wait for the procurement, the procurement holdups to get things done, right?
Right.
It's more maintenance, right? The longer we wait, the more things get destroyed. We need to address things as they come up, and having a little bit of extra funding to do so should help us to kind of close that gap.
No, absolutely. And the other thing, real quick, Jonathan, before we get into another caller is, call us back tomorrow as well. Let us know the update. Give us the last update on, who won, who got the grand prize of $5,000, similar to the dance festival. But let us know who the winners are. Call back tomorrow as well. And the other thing that was happening in Dededo, is the skate park. It looks phenomenal. It looks amazing.
Guam Skate Network, they're doing such great things over there. That was actually the same day as our fiesta. So on Saturday alone, right within the village proper, right, the old village, right at the skate park, we had the skating event. We had our basketball tournament at the park, and then we had our village fiesta. So Dededo was popping all weekend. We had so many events and we had so many people. And I'll tell you, that skating community has taken so much pride in that park.
Oh,
and
yes.
I'm so happy that they have been, groups like Guam Skate Network have stood up to take pride in the facility. After Opaque and Clutch came in, and they revamped the whole thing. The skaters, man, they are out there and they are policing each other.
No, absolutely. And Jonathan, we got another quick caller right now. Give us a call back tomorrow, please.
I will.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, you got Kat Uggan for a rundown again.
Oh, okay, awesome.
Real quick before the end.
Absolutely. Kat,
hi.
Kat, good morning.
Good morning. So as nervous as I was on Friday, I appreciate that you were able to have me on. Hilarious that I thought the show ended at 10 like it does with Ray. But I do appreciate, and I want to say a dunkaluna to Masi for Ray having me, and can't wait to have him back. But you've done an amazing job. I listen after the show because I get nervous. But I needed to do this because we missed a lot of specifics because of the, I was feeling so sentimental, so I do appreciate that. But first and foremost is a very big thank you to you for having me and ThePOINT for having me. And then yesterday we were able to celebrate a very special mass, and it was my daughter's actual date on her anniversary, and a lot of people just, again, showered me with love, and I really appreciate everyone who was there. So I hope everyone knows who they are because there's so many. But the board too, I have. I wanted to share with you who I have on my board because these are very strong people that also are like dedicated, not just because it's personal to me. But I have Peter Flores Uggen, who happens to be my brother-in-law, but I happen to have known him through my dad, the accounting connection, because he was at DOA for over 30 years as an accountant, and he was so active. He's since retired, but he did so much to help with a lot of campaigns, and he's just been so active in the community. So he's our treasurer, and they just happen to be in Saipan right now visiting family for the holiday too. And today turned out to be a Guam holiday, so it worked out where I could continue this. So I wanted to make sure that I got through that. We do have a website, and it's erenshata.org, and that's spelled out ERENSIATA.org. And we have me as president, Peter Uggen as treasurer, and then Tony Camacho, whose day job is working at Gura, and he's a specialist in procurement. So we'll have a conversation on that later, Charlie. But the website gives a lot of information and a direct line to the donations, in which when the women who are in the program get their housing notice, it's that imminent time to be able to reunify the children with the parent. And that's the mission that I believe is the most important in the organization, is giving not just the parents, because, you know, it's very good that the parents get into sobriety programs and have that support, but it's really those kids that I saw, like I was telling you, as a classroom teacher, we don't know. It's getting them back whole and giving them that opportunity. And then we go from there, right? We grow from there, because there's so much to delve in with, like what CPS does, and God bless them too, like all the service providers, the treatment providers, starting with the courts and all the judges that work, there's staff that works in the GFRP and other court treatment programs, and I know them to work. CPS, social workers, and everyone there. I would be remiss if I didn't include Lieutenant Governor Josh Tenorio, giving all his support of all his homeless prevention support staff. They come in and help along the way, and I believe that they should be unveiling some opportunities, because really the need is for affordable housing for these types of families that just can't make it. And There's just so much that I thought about with how it happened. I really believe that when ICE came in the 90s, and that was my age group, there are some that just continued, had kids, didn't get off it. And those are the young adults now that have been hooked. I mean, that's been their whole life. They're in our villages. And now we're seeing grandparents, you know, suffering with it along, like the next generation. And I think if we can get starting with like some stable housing,
yes,
a lot, because the wait list of births just, you know, and that's not even just with these, like this is a very small population, but because it was exposed to me, I feel like, you know, we can get on the ground and help them. So that's where I'm at. But yeah, I'm with you.
And Kat, thank you so much. Hopefully you got my email. You know, I did a little research, more research. I was really, you really impacted, and I, overall the way that I've been saying it, and I've had amazing discussions this week, and even to like last night, just with different groups, they've been asking me about, you know, the things that I've been talking about, and one of the things was like the missing components, and to me, even when we did the podcast with Pastor Jared from Harvest House, but one of the things that he said, it was like the program should be where we keep the families together, and that is where you fit.
Yes,
because we want the
Harvest House too. Harvest Ministries, yes, absolutely.
But we want the single.
Inspired me.
We want the single mothers to be able to have that opportunity to be with their families, right? And so whatever.
And likewise for those children.
Exactly, bring them all back to it. We don't want to separate the families. We want to help them, right, through the issues, get them cleaned up, get them sober. So
absolutely.
So with that, Kat, you please, however I can help, whatever I can do, whether it's a voice, whether it's
yes, absolutely, connecting the community together, you know, if that's what I get to do, then yes, and you know, the sentimental part, it comes and goes, but the work, it stays. And so, yes, happy Monday, and God bless, with, I always say, Viva Santa Maria Camelin.
Absolutely.
And that's a whole nother, something to celebrate today, and just be honored that we get her protection. So I definitely believe in that, and I hope, everyone gets to enjoy their day. But you and I, now you signed up. So
Yeah,
you're
you
going to
got
see
me.
how we work. Yep.
Yep,
Thank
absolutely.
you. God bless you.
God bless
so
you
much,
too as
buddy.
well. Thank you so much, Kat. Thank you so much for calling back up. Yeah. Real Joe. I sent my information. I'm sold in the fact that they are the missing component, because that is exactly what we want to be able to support, is these programs that get back the families together. That should be our goal, is to ensure that we keep the families together. We give them the opportunity to get back on their feet. And sometimes that has to be not only with getting them sober and so forth, but there has to be a financial assistance because of the way the program works. So working with Gura, that's great, because if we can find them some affordable place to get them up and running and have their families all back together, that is going to be the step. And we've seen it. There's a lot of proven cases that it works. But the only thing is we need to be able to provide them with that opportunity. And it doesn't, they can't do it alone. We got to be able to support as a community across the board. So if you do have any other questions in regards to the CATS organization, you can call me direct as well. Send me a message, and I can fill you in. I've been doing a lot of research on this and through the weekend, and it's just an unbelievable organization, and we want to be able to continuously support this. Obviously, they help the single mothers with financial support. There's a donation. There's a couple of donation buttons they have online. You can look at different areas that they've been working with and who's on the board and all that good stuff. But, Kat definitely has, she has the calling beyond her daughter, and she's definitely going to take this to different levels. And it's we got to do this together as a community, as one village. And so with that, everybody who's off, enjoy your day off. Everybody who's working, please enjoy and Viva Santa Maria Camelin Day today, the feast. And everybody have a great Monday, and we'll see you back tomorrow. Love you, Guam.
The Point is KUSG, Hagatna, Guam, 93.3 FM and 104.3 HD3.
An arrest after a train attack in North Carolina. I'm Kathleen Maloney, Fox News. A Honduran migrant with a lengthy criminal record is in custody after a second violent attack on a North Carolina train.
The suspect is due back in court tomorrow morning. Court records show Oscar Slarazano is being held without bond because he's an illegal migrant. And on top of that, ICE put a detainer on him. The 33-year-old Honduran national is accused of breaking onto a train and then stabbing one of the passengers. This is not the suspect's first time in trouble with the law. He's already been deported 2 different times and has a long criminal record.
Fox's Caroline Elliott with that update. Just a few days after President Trump issued a preemptive pardon to embattled Congressman Henry Cuellar, the president lashed out at the Texas Democrat on Truth Social. Cuellar announcing he's running for re-election as a Democrat. Now that caused the president to blast him on social media for continuing to work with the same radical left